an outstanding game as a sophomore here. He's grown up a lot tonight. Third and 1 for the Blue Devils. And Copeland, does he make? I think Copeland has the first down. So Copeland on the first down. And it's a Hammers first down. Timing off just a little bit on that play, but Copeland recovers. Frost back to throw, being pressured. Now he throws it out. Now has Copeland in the flat. And Copeland with some running room. He'll have a first down. Frost did a nice job that time of finding Copeland in the flat. And that's what Kingston has been doing so well tonight. Now Harriman returns it, and Copeland adds about 6 yards after the catch. First down, Blue Devils. And it's a Hammers first down. 2:28 left in the football game. Again, out in the flat. Anderson hit immediately out into the flat by Hill. Gain of 1. And now with the clock running, the Blue Devils need put it in the end zone. 2 minutes left in the ball game. Ball is on the ground. Frost has the football, but the clock will run. Harriman out of timeouts, and they will lose a lot of seconds. 1:47 when that started, so they'll lose a lot of valuable time on that fumble. It's down to 1:30 now, so about 17 seconds and a flag. Thrown by the line judge. Offsides Kingston. .128 left in the game. So the ball on the 11 now, 3rd down and 6. Frost this time is going to stick it up, throw it in, and it's intercepted. And a Caravan out in front. Can he get caught from behind? He's still on his feet. And he's going to have a flag way back here. Nolan on the interception. Doesn't matter if it counts or not. It was pretty. It was pretty. And the young man out of breath at 1:05 left in the ball game. He'll be talking about that, whether it's good or not. He'll be talking about it for years. And let's see here. They tried to force that one, and there's the interception right at about the 1 yard line, or inside the 1. And here he comes. And then you're going to see a Harriman boy come up from behind. And there he stepped on the line. He stepped on that line right there, but I don't think they saw that one. He's huffing and puffing and gets into the end zone. I think I can, and he did. Good job. Now let's see what the official's doing. Coach Pankey wants to know about it. Pass interference. Well, but the pass interference will come back down here. For pass interference.
Blocking the back.
Block in the back.
I think that's what they're calling it. Maybe.
So let's see this right here. Well, that wasn't a block in the back. He was in the front there, but that must be what they've called, and I'm not sure they saw where he stepped out of bounds. But anyway, there's 1:05 left in the game. Kingston's ball. And Nolan will always talk about his 97-yard touchdown, almost. So I'm sure now that Coach Pankey and his offensive team will, Harriman is out of timeout, so they'll take some knees. And what a fighting performance by the Blue Devils here. And there's the knee. And we're under a minute. So again, stay tuned for the Friday Night Scoreboard Show on Channel 12. Where Johnathon Cox, Chase Clem, others will take your phone calls and hear about your ball game wherever you attended tonight. So we're down to 39 seconds, and I'm sure that the Yellow Jackets will wait for the back judge.
41-33 to go.
Huh?
41-32.
So Rockwood's 41-32 over Midway. Little over 4 minutes to go. How about Maryville and Catholic? So the time is going to run out on this play as the Blue Devils will fall to the Yellow Jackets tonight, 28-13. But you got to take your hats off to the Blue Devils. They never quit. So next week, the Blue Devils next week will be at Wartburg. Kingston will start a 3-game road series. They'll be at Oliver Springs. So from all of us here at Channel 12, thanks to our sponsors. And we'll be at Oliver Springs next week, so we'll have Kingston again next week. They say you improve more from week 1 to 2. So we'll see what happens. Have a great night, everyone. Stay tuned for the Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we celebrate 100 years, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Griffin Insurance in Kingston is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
There's only one thing better than owning a Simplicity lawn tractor or zero-turn mower, and that's purchasing it at your neighborhood Simplicity dealer. It's like getting a free outdoor power equipment expert who will help you select, operate, and maintain your equipment for years to come. So visit your local Simplicity dealer today and get a free expert with every purchase.
I'm Aaron Harvey. Beside me, Johnathon Cox. Beside him, Chase Clem. And we welcome your phone calls. Give us a call, 865-483-8112 or 866-412-8112. You can see those numbers on your screen. Guys, high school football week 1 is wrapping up. A lot of final scores coming in, a lot of big scores, some close games, some really good games. Talk about high school football already back.
Like you said, Aaron, it's good for Friday nights to have football involved in them. You know, you wait and you wait and you wait, and the NFL ends, college ends, then there's this dead period where there's nothing. There's NBA, there's baseball. Well, now we finally have us a Friday night with high school football, with communities coming together and supporting their teams. So it was good.
And classification changes are also going to play a part in this year. But a game that was going on, it was going back and forth. I don't have a final on it yet. If it's gone final, Catholic and Maryville. Maryville trailing most of that game, coming back, taking the lead 42-35. Last I saw, Catholic tied that game 42-42, a barn burner.
Maryville just went up 49-42 with under a minute to go.
So it's a debut. Coach George Quarles not in the picture anymore. He's at Furman coaching college football like a lot of people thought that he could be. And now a brand new coach stepping up. Well, I shouldn't say brand new because he's been there.
Brand new head coach.
Yeah, brand new head coach. He's helped coach. He's a former player at Maryville. But Derek Hunt taking over there at Maryville, searching for that very first career win against a very talented Catholic team.
And what a big win that would be for a young coach like Coach Hunt, who, you know, with Coach Quarles leaving, going to the next level, and maybe not uncertainty, but just seeing what he's going to do, that would be real huge for him to get a big win against a very good Catholic team tonight.
Some scores that have gone final, we can update you. Hampton getting the win over Trinity Christian 42-0. Clinton, a winner over Scott High 10-0. It was McMinn County getting the win over McMinn Central 33-7. Oak Ridge pulls out the narrow victory over Hardin Valley 21-20, and that game went back and forth as well. Cosby gets the narrow victory over Hancock County 27-26. And how about this one? Coalfield defeating Wartburg tonight. Final score 70-0. All-star, all-state quarterback Parker McKinney has signed, or not signed, but committed to play for Eastern Kentucky. He had 4 interceptions on defense tonight, which is just one shy of tying the state record for interceptions in a game.
When you hear quarterback and interceptions, you think bad, but with a guy like Parker McKinney, he's making them on the defensive side of the ball. Like you said, what an all-around good player, committed to go to the next level, and I bet the clock ran for a long time tonight in Morgan County.
Yeah, that game was 56-0 at halftime, I believe. That was a rough start for Wartburg's new coach, Kevin Heumann, as they moved that game, that Coalfield-Wartburg rivalry game, to the start of the season for the first time since the early 2000s.
And I'll say this to bring that up. I think that first game of the year needs to be that rivalry game.
Oh, yeah.
I think, you know, I went to Clinton tonight. I've got a 3-year-old at home, and he loves sports, and he wanted to watch football. So I took him to Clinton, Scott County. And I can't imagine how much more money Clinton would have made tonight if they play Anderson County week 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you bring that point up. I remember Austin East Fulton used to do that. Nobody knows how good either team's going to be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, you know, what the weather's like. They're going to show up in bundles, in groves.
Yeah.
When you play your biggest rival first game. So
well, the same thing in Rome County. You talk about rivals. You had 2 in-county rivalry games tonight. You had Rockwood and Midway playing at Rockwood, and you had Cameron and Kingston playing at Kingston. Kingston looking for a little bit of revenge tonight. They wound up getting it. After Cameron broke the streak last year, there was a lot of build-up to this game. I know there's a lot of pressure put on Kingston and their staff, and they came out and they started a new streak tonight.
And that's a great rivalry as well. Mm-hmm. Standing room only when Harriman and Kingston get together. Mm-hmm. That is a huge gate. And to Jonathan's point, have that rivalry game to start the season, because everybody's curious. What's this football team going to do? You do the jamborees, you do the summer workouts. What's this team going to do? So everybody wants to see this football. So if you come out with a rivalry, you're going to get people in the seats, and you're going to get money for the schools in these programs.
And I did just get an update. Rockwood 41, Midway 40 with 2 minutes to go in the 4th. And Oliver Springs lost 28-21 to Bledsoe.
So that game, Oliver Springs falling to Bledsoe County 28-21. And how about Coach Ryan Minton at Midway, hanging tough with Rockwood and Coach John Webb, well, that would be a huge win for Midway.
It would be. Going into the Rockwood Midway game, from my perspective, didn't know what to expect from Rockwood early on in the season. They come out, they have a good jamboree. All of a sudden, it goes from not knowing to, hey, Rockwood's going to win this game.
Yeah.
And I'm there tonight, and Rockwood scores, Midway right back.
Yeah. Scores
right back, and I thought, well, we've got a ball game here. It wound up being a pretty good ball game. I think Rockwood will come out ahead. But yeah, good game, a good in-county rivalry like we talked about. Coach Mitten, I spoke to him before the game. He's a second-year head coach, I think, at Midway maybe. He's been there a few years now. Excited about his team. They had, I asked him, I said, Coach, you got WTP on your shirts. I said, baseball, that's warning track power. That's not good. What's that stand for? He said, work the process. He said they've got some young guys that are wanting to work the process, just wanting to get better continually. I think they did that tonight, and he's got a good program. They'll be one to watch here soon.
So a lot of great games to start out this football season, week 1. Long season. You go through it, you play these rivalry games, but you get into your region, and those region games are really what count. A lot of people play these non-region games to start the season. They're bigger games, maybe in-county rivalries or whatever. It's a tune-up to get to that region because that's really where it counts.
With the new region changes, are any of the rivalry teams in Roane County in that area, did it split them up in different regions or same regions now? I know in Knoxville, Powell and Halls play tonight, but I think they might be, one might be Region 2, one might be Region 3, but they're still playing that game. Did it split any rivalries up down in that area?
Well, Oliver Springs went from 2A to 1A, and so for Roane County, Oliver Springs will now play Midway and Harriman. Those are both the single-A schools there. So it didn't really, Kingston stays 3A and Rockwood stays 2A, so it didn't really affect them as much. So
Rockwood, one thing that did change a little bit, Rockwood and Grace Christian had kind of developed a slight rivalry. Grace Christian moves up, Rockwood, they're no longer on the schedule. That had, for a few years, developed into somewhat of a rivalry. Rockwood sneak a win out every now and then, play some really close games. But now with the classification changes,
and I think that's a great change, because I don't think it's right that at Oneida and a Rockwood and a Coalfield and those schools are competing against a Grace Christian. In no way would I ever agree that it's a level playing field.
Yeah.
I don't care if Grace Christian has 75 boys in the high school. It can't be a level playing field when you have the facilities they have, no zone, and then all of a sudden you're playing a school like Rockwood. It's got, how many kids does Rockwood have in it?
They might have 300-400 kids in it.
300 or 400 kids. So it's a different level.
Yeah.
And hopefully, once Tito S. Blake gets Catholic figured out, it'll all be.
It goes back to the public-private debate, which I'm sure we can talk for hours about. You see these schools that pop up, and you think, oh, that's nice, they're school, and then you beat up on them 3 years later. It's like, whoa, where did they come from?
And that's what happens with these private schools. That's been the biggest debate. Have the public schools where kids grow up together, they play cricket and football from the time they're 4 and 5 years old, and then they get to high school together. And then private schools come in, and then you have these kids that don't meet until they get to high school, and they're on working-town teams and have better facilities and things like that. And so that's where the debate really comes in. But as you said, we can talk about that for weeks. We can make a whole show about that.
Well, I can make a quick statement that, hey, I'm totally against privates playing in public sector. And I did just get a text that Joe Gaddis does it again.
Really?
21-20 over Hardin Valley is a final. So Gaddis goes at it. David Queener, who was on this show for a long time, huge Joe Gaddis supporter, always says he's going to ride the bus down to get with Gaddis when he makes it to Cookeville. Unfortunately, he's not been on that bus because they've not been there.
No.
But so Gaddis wins against Hardin Valley tonight, and I'm interested to see what kind of year the Graham kid has at running back, simply because you don't have to throw the ball out wide anymore.
Yeah, the focus is off T. Higgins.
Yeah.
And they're expecting T. Higgins to compete for a starting role at Clemson this year. So that's a huge weapon that Oak Ridge lost. But they think that in losing T. Higgins, it can make their offense better because they won't focus on one player so much.
Be able to spread
spread
their
it out
offense, spread the talent out a little bit more.
Yeah, and at the same time, I guess the catch side to that is, or the devil's advocate side of that is now how many people will they put in the box to stop Graham?
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Yeah, it's always good to have somebody. They got to have a cornerback out there and a safety over the top to make sure they don't throw it every down. And then the Maryville score is final 49-42 Maryville over Catholic.
I don't know if you mentioned this earlier. Midway scores and Custer Rockwood lead 40-41. 2 minutes 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That's turned into a ball game.
That's a great county rivalry. Normally they play on Thursdays. That Rockwood Midway game.
Rockwood Midway will normally play on Thursday. Harriman Kingston play on Friday. They had come to somewhat of agreement in years past, but they would flip-flop the games. Some stuff came up. I know some people weren't happy about it. Long story short, they're both playing on Friday.
Well, guys, I want to, sort of ask you all a question here, and I'd love for somebody to call in, 483-8112 if you have any comments on this. What's your all's feelings about playing Thursday night football games for high school football?
I don't mind it because it's more football. For the average observer, if you're not a part of a coaching staff or something, it allows you to watch 2 high school football games. So I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm sort of on the other side of that. I feel like high school football is being made to play on Friday night.
Yeah.
And all these schools playing on Thursday night. I understand, I guess, to start the season, but you have the one Thursday night game on TV, and that is what
they started playing high school football last night, but they really didn't start playing high school football till tonight. Like I said, people are so ready for football. Once college cranks up, you can watch Monday night football. You can watch a college game on Tuesday. You can almost watch football every day if you try hard enough.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. Give us a call. Get on these phone lines, 865-483-8112 or toll-free 866-412-8112. Give us a phone call. Tell us about your game tonight. Just ask us anything you want to ask us. We'll talk high school football. You're tuned in to the Friday night Scoreboard show.
Ladies, it's football time at Hammer Stores and time to show the colors of your favorite college team. Hurry to Hammers and get ready for the big weekend games, the tailgate parties, or game day Fridays at work. Choose from top labels sold in better specialty stores and upscale department stores. Put together a dressy 2-piece outfit or go casual with a beautiful top and jeans. Shop Hammers and get set for kickoff now.
That was me, way back when. Some things have really changed over the years, but some things have gotten even better, like Reno's customer service. It's faster, friendlier, and we offer the name brands you ask for. East Tennessee's team dealer, Reno's Sporting Goods.
Beautiful yards make a statement. And beautiful yards come from Simplicity Mowers. Their exclusive free-floating mower decks with full-width rollers track the contours of your yard for a perfect cut. So visit your neighborhood Simplicity dealer today and start the conversation about your lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
It's time to look closer to home and energize America with fuel made in America. Natural gas is a cleaner, safer, more efficient, and more affordable energy choice. ORUD is your family's comfort provider. Natural gas is the responsible choice for your family, your wallet, and the environment. Gas is a great value, but it is also the best way to cook, heat your water, and warm your home. If you want the best for less, switch your house to natural gas.
Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
Get yourself unchained from large pharmacies. Shop and support your local independent pharmacies in our hometowns. In Kingston, shop Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. Keep our money local to help our community. Your independent pharmacies help support local high school sports, local civic groups, little leagues, marching bands, annual staffs, yearbooks, and other school clubs and activities. Remember, in Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. In Kingston, visit Kinzer Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. The next time you have prescription need, try your local hometown independent pharmacy. We were here for you before the chains, and we're here for you now. In Kingston, Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, support Live and Let Live Drugstore. Be sure to spend your dollars locally. And please support our young people of today, because they will be our leaders tomorrow.
And welcome back to the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Aaron Harvey, Johnathon Cox, Chase Clem, and we invite your phone calls. Again, that phone number, 865-483-8112 or 866-412-8112. Actually, I have a caller on the air now.
Caller, what's going on?
Caller?
Yes, this is Landon Harden with KNC over at the Kingston Harriman game. Chase?
Landon, heard you had a good game tonight. Why don't you tell us a bit about it?
It was a good game over at Dr. Nat Sugarman Memorial Field. Packed house on hand. Blue Devils come to town and give Harriman credit. They jumped out on the Jackets first, take a 7-0 lead. Kingston shot themselves in the foot on their first two drives, getting in the red zone, stalling out, not converting on 2 fourth downs. Kingston then got the ball and answered on a touchdown pass to Cameron Hill to tie it up, and right before half, Kingston went in and scored to take a 14-7 lead. And then the third quarter belonged to all the Jackets, driving the ball each time. Brendan Flynn scrambled for a touchdown. Brendan Keithley with a short Russian touchdown, and Kingston kind of pulled away, and Harriman couldn't do much with the ball. They scored a late touchdown. It didn't mean that much, but 28-13 was the final. Kingston did have 3 touchdowns caught back and just too many penalties for the Yellow Jackets tonight. But Coach Fakey's squad, they've got a lot to work on. But all in all, they got the victory, 28-13. Chase. It was an exciting night over here at Kingston.
Landon, was you nervous after that first quarter?
Say that again, Chase.
Were you nervous after the first quarter when it was 7-0 Harriman?
Well, Harriman, give them credit. They came out, played hard, worked multiple quarterbacks, and they punched it in, no doubt about it. Their sideline was fired up, and Kingston faithful were a little bit quiet there to start the game, and I think Kingston just was so hyped up, it kind of hurt them, and once they settled in, they found their game, and just give credit to Brandon Flynn. He played a really nice game. Last year against Harriman was his first start, so a lot more experience. You could definitely tell it on the field tonight.
Caller, just real quick, for somebody from Anderson or Campbell County watching this show, give a briefing of the atmosphere and what the crowd's like for that first game of the year with those 2 Roane County rivalries.
Yeah, Chase, it's always a big game no matter where it's played. Both fans, safest travel well. Kingston and Harriman's always a big game. Good gate for the both for the schools, but atmosphere was electric. Hard to find a seat. Harriman faithful packed it out, coming off last year's win over Kingston, the first time they beat us in 24 years. Tried to make it 2 in a row, and they just it's just an awesome atmosphere. Big rivalry game. Both teams played hard tonight. Tailgates going on around practice field. It was a really packed house tonight, and just another exciting night of high school football in East Tennessee.
Well, thank you very much for your phone call.
No problem, Chase. Thank you for letting me call in, and next week, Kingston's on the road to Oliver Springs to take on another county rival, play at Oliver Springs. The Yellow Jackets have not played the Bobcats a few years, so an old rivalry will be renewed next Friday night. Coach, thank you, squad.
All right, thank you very much for your phone call.
Thanks for calling, Landon.
Thanks.
And he's right about that. That Oliver Springs-Kingston matchup, that's one that's not been played in a while. Harriman, of course, comes off that loss and will go to Wartburg, who fell to Coalfield tonight 70-0. Back to the phone lines. You're on the Mulch and Moore Friday night scoreboard show.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, who won that football game with Oliver Springs?
That was Bledsoe County got that win. Final score was 28-21.
Oh, you know Oliver Springs lost a good football player.
Oh, yeah?
That Jonathan Woodworth, he went to Coalfield.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
He should have stayed at Oliver Springs because he's a good football player.
Well, you hate to see when a good player leaves, and about all you can do is wish him the best of success wherever he lands.
Yeah, I hope he does good. He's a good kid, I'll tell you.
Awesome. Ma'am, thanks for calling. You have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you.
And so that Oliver Springs football team, see, that's an interesting thing, is Oliver Springs has been 2A, and Coalfield and Oliver Springs have a big rivalry. They're only 5 miles apart. Well, now Oliver Springs is 1A, so they're in the same region. So now they have to play each other, and that game is going to mean something now.
And Oliver Springs, for a while, almost didn't play anybody in the county. You know,
Yeah.
they were playing Rockwood, and really they weren't playing anybody else. It's good to see them getting some of these in-county teams back on the schedule.
The best I can remember, Oliver Springs was really young last year. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, they're still, I guess, young, but they have a little more experience than they did last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, I thought we were going to go back to the phones. Let's try this one.
Caller, go ahead.
Oh, hi. I have a serious problem with hands. I have, like, professions I have to tell you. I have feelings for my sister.
Dump that. All right. Let's go to the next call.
I don't think we have one. But you can give us a call now. 483-8112 is how you can be a part of the show, or 866-412-8112. And some interesting conversations being brought up by those phone calls. County rivalries in this area. And interesting that Oliver Springs is playing Kingston, that 1A school, now 1A school playing that 3A school. But it's in county, and you want to see all your in-county schools play each other, no matter what classification they are.
Absolutely. I think that's one thing that Knox County really needs to stress more, and Anderson County. You know, it's sad to think that Oak Ridge doesn't play Clinton and Anderson County. They only play Clinton. You know, you think that Anderson County Oak Ridge game would be good for both of them.
Yeah.
You know, why would you not want to travel just a few miles down the road to another big school?
And some of these schools not playing each other that are so close, basically, they're saying, hey, we don't need that gate.
Yeah.
But in the summer, they're out fundraising like crazy.
They must be doing a lot better off than some of us in Rome County.
I just don't understand why you don't play those games every year.
Yeah.
You know, when you build your schedule, if you have 6 region games and you need 10 games, then the next 2 are going to be your 2 county schools, and then you go from there.
Yeah.
But I think the football is, especially the way they did the playoffs 2 or 3, 4 years ago, these football coaches would just dodge teams.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't play in-county teams because you wanted to go play somebody else where you maybe could get a win.
That infamous Z plan.
Absolutely.
And that made it hard for good teams to find games as well, because nobody wanted to play them. I tell you what, let's take one more phone call before we go back to break. Caller, you are on the Mulch and Moore Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Hey, good evening. Good show, guys. I went to Oak Ridge, Hardin Valley game, heard about the Kingston Henry game, went on down there. But I wanted to know 2 things about games, Rockwood and Midway, and I pulled the driveway lesson, and Maryville barely pulled out against Catholic. Maryville had it down to pass the last play of the game there. So that sounded like a barn burner there. And if you get a score, get somebody calling about Rockwood Midway, because if it's listed, I just came in. But
We
great
still
show,
don't-
you guys are very knowledgeable.
We still do not have a final. I'll tell you, caller. Funny thing is, I had to drive quite a bit to get here, and I was listening to the Catholic game. Catholic led that game by 1 or 2 scores all night, and then Maryville, you know, they just did what Maryville does.
Back, right?
Winners win. I mean, you can say what you want to about it,
Yeah.
but winners win. Catholic snaps it over the punter's head. They turn it over late in the game.
Right.
Maryville goes down and scores, gets a 2-point conversion. You think it's probably over with about 4 minutes to go, but the kid that Catholic recruited from Indiana, that Tennessee's recruiting as well, took it around the right end for about 80 yards. Maryville with poise just comes right back at them, punches it in, and really did a nice job of running the clock down. And we do have
a final on the Rockwood Midway. Rockwood won 41-40. Rockwood led in that game at sometimes by 17 points, and the Green Waves were able to claw their way back and make that one heck of, like you said, a rivalry game on a Friday night. That's what you look for.
Yeah.
But Rockwood was able to pull that game out 41-40.
Yeah. Football trivia, I don't think many people realize this about George Quarles. He lost his first 4 games. They were going to run him out of town. He won his last 6, and the rest is history.
Maybe.
Fact.
Hey, maybe the same will be true for Butch Jones.
I think he won his next 11. I think Quarles won his next 11 that year, not just his next 6.
Yeah, that's what he went. I think he went. Yeah, but they were going to run him out of town.
I think he won the rest of them in life.
Yeah,
he went all the way.
I like that. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Hey, is he from? Do you know? I was asking that guy from Maryville, and he didn't know. Is George Quarles? I know he played college ball at BMI or Furman, I think. Is he from East Tennessee or South Carolina? Either one, or that goes way back. But
yes, sir. He played high school football at Jefferson County, and then went to Furman and played up there. And then, I don't know where he went right after Furman, but obviously he ended up at Maryville. Now he's back at Furman, where he went to college.
Yeah. What little bit I did hear about, talking back to the Catholic game, Cade Mays had 2 holding calls in the second half that I heard on the way back from Oak Ridge and attended the game. That was pretty unusual.
Yeah, one thing they say about Cade Mays is that he is a really, really aggressive football player.
He had 2 personal fouls as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's aggressive to the point that it's good that he's aggressive, but at times it comes around and gets him, I think. So that may have been what happened tonight. So.
Yeah, I saw his dad play him, but appreciate it, guys. Good show, very knowledgeable.
Thank you so much.
I'll be watching every night. Thanks.
Thank you, caller.
So we appreciate that, and we want to invite you to give us a call, 483-8112 or 866-412-8112. We're going to take a break now. You're tuned in to the Mulch & More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Attention, all hunters, outdoorsmen, and preppers.
It's military surplus time at Hammers. You'll find over 20 different worldwide Army surplus items like ghillie suits, U.S. and Swiss sleeping bags, German safety vests, combat shirts, and more, priced from 99 cents to $69.95. Plus, there's our most popular item, 12x12 camo nets. Hurry, quantities are limited.
At ease. Now hurry to Hammers.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Welcome back into the Mulch & More Friday Night Scoreboard Show. I am Aaron Harvey, joined by Johnathon Cox and also Chase Clem. We are taking your phone calls right now, 483-8112 or 866-412-8112. Week 1 of high school sports wrapping up. A lot of final scores for you. Maryville Catholic, barn burner, a caller called in and asked about that one. And Catholic led just about that entire game, which was interesting. And Maryville, trying to come back, misses an extra point. So even if they did score, they couldn't tie it up. So that game was 35-34. Maryville takes the lead, as you said, got the 2-point conversion, takes the 42-35 lead, and here comes Catholic, tying it right back up at 42-42, but Maryville gets that final score late in that ball game to get that win, that first win for the new head coach of Maryville High School, Derek Hunt. That final score, 49-42 again.
Looks like we got a caller. Let's see who we got on our air.
Good morning, caller, or good morning. Good evening, caller. You are on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
All right. How you all doing tonight?
Doing good.
Hey, Jonathan, this is Tiger.
How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I went up there and watched the Battle of Emery Road tonight, that Halls and Powell ball game, and Halls looks pretty weak. It looks like they've only got one player on offense, and defense didn't look too bad for about 3 quarters, but I guess they just kind of got wore out. But it's been, it seems like forever since I've got to talk to you.
I know, it's been a while. Tell us a little bit about Powell. I know we've got Powell in the region with a couple teams here locally. How did they look tonight, and what was their strong suit?
Well, Powell really didn't play that strong until about the 4th quarter. Well, it was about halfway through the 3rd quarter, actually, when they took the lead from Halls. It was 7-6 forever, and then they scored and took the lead, made it 12-7, and then they scored again there in the 4th quarter, probably a couple of 3 minutes in the end of the 4th quarter. But there was a lot of mistakes on both sides of the ball, fumbles, interceptions. Powell's quarterback likes to turn his head, rear back, and throw it as hard as he can, and a lot of times it goes higher than it goes long.
Gunslinger.
Their offense has definitely got a ways to go, but their defense, I mean, it didn't look too bad. I mean, they can stop Halls, but like I say, once you got one player on offense, you pretty much know where the ball's going to go.
Yeah, you know, I think everyone knew that Halls was going to be a little down this year. They lost their best player last year, which their quarterback, really good player on both sides of the ball. So, you know, I think Powell was probably the favorite in that football game going in tonight. I don't know if you heard or not, Catholic and Maryville had a really good game. Maryville come out on top of that one.
I listened to that when I come out of the Battle of Emery Road there. And actually, they said that Catholic was ahead until about 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yeah, Catholic had a 14-point lead most of the night. Then they fumbled, and Maryville took advantage of that. And then it was back and forth. It sounded like a really good high school football game from 2 good teams.
Hey, let me ask you this: is that Dave's son to your left?
No, it's not David's son that I know of. He looks
Dave's not my dad.
He looks a lot like him, though, doesn't he?
I actually thought it was Dave there at first. I thought he just lost a little weight or something. But,
yeah.
Anyway, I lost Elsie over the break.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we was at the Walmart. I found her 2 days later though, because they run a silver alert on her, and we did find her, so it turned out okay.
Well, that's good. Is a silver alert a lot like an amber alert?
It is, but a silver alert is, I guess, when older people get out and you can't find them or whatever, they start running around the car. She was behind Walmart. I don't know what she's doing back there, but we found her.
Well, be careful on East Wolf Valley Road. It's not a good road to walk on.
You won't forget that. You won't just let it go.
I can't let that one go. I was praying for you, hoping you made it home.
Is he coming back, or is he done?
I'll go ahead and tell you. I actually talked to David on the way down here tonight. You know, he's been my partner in crime here on this show for the last 3 years, and luckily we got a couple guys up here this year that knows what's going on. And David won't be with us this year. He's taking the year off. He's got some family stuff that he needs to take care of, and you know,
well,
keep
bless his heart.
them in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully all will be okay, and maybe we'll see Queener back maybe next year, and he'll keep plugging right along. So if you see,
That's good, then. I mean, pray for him, and that'd be good. But okay, so it's Jonathan, and then
Chase,
little Dave on your left.
Little
and
Dave.
then who's the other guy?
Aaron Harvey.
Harvey. Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, I look forward to talking to you this season, and maybe we can talk a little bit of college football coming up, because I think I'm going to bet the house on that Georgia Tech ball game. We just need to know which way to go to bet it.
well, call us back, and we'll talk a little college football right before we close up shop tonight.
That sounds good. We'll talk to you boys later.
Be careful.
All right, bye.
So Powell also, Rodney Ellison, third-year head coach there at Powell, trying to get that Panther program turned around. And Rodney Ellison, a proven commodity. He has won many of the places he has been. So I know the Powell community is hoping that he can get some of that magic and get Powell back on the right track.
A little bit of his background. Where all is he?
He was an offensive coordinator at Bearden, and then went to Wartburg. He was a defensive coordinator there, and then an offensive coordinator there before becoming head coach there. As an offensive coordinator, actually led Wartburg to its first 9-win season in school history back in 2011. So, Rodney Ellison then he was the offensive coordinator at Clinton after that, put up big numbers there, and took over that Powell Panther program. So.
And you can tell he's a good coach because his coaching staff at Powell, there was a picture on Twitter of him, recognized a few of the guys, so he's obviously building a good coaching staff over there.
Yeah, trying to get that program turned around.
They're blowing up. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I just want to ask y'all a question about this. There's some new teams in this region that Oak Ridge is in, like Fulton and maybe Powell or West or something like that. And I just wonder, is Fulton supposed to be maybe the favorite in that region, or I'll just sit back and just listen and see what y'all got to say. And I appreciate y'all.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Jonathan?
I think that region's probably wide open. In the past, Fulton would obviously be the favorite over Oak Ridge and Powell and teams in that region. But I think this year, Fulton lost one of their highly recruited college receivers that was getting a lot of offers and from different schools play wide receiver. You lose him to an ACL. Offensive line is totally being put together on the run here. So I would say that's going to be I think that's going to be a dogfight. And then to make matters worse, when you walk out of there, you've got to go play Ottawa, Catholic, Saudi Daisy, Ray County.
There's no break.
There's no break. There's no break. Yeah, and the other side of things, Central, if you look at the Central Hall side of things, that was probably the region to be in, Region 2. That way you're going to play Region 1 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So Central probably got the good draw. Fulton, Oak Ridge probably got the bad draw. Catholic, going down to play Walker Valley and Ray County and so on and so forth down there. So, I would say just Oak Ridge, Fulton would probably be 1 and 2. And everybody else, is fighting for that third and fourth spot. Yeah. So I would say that would be the 2 caller.
All right, back to the phones. Good evening. You're on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Yes, I have a score for you. It's Greenback 42 and Loudon 35.
Close game. Were you there, caller?
No, I wasn't there, but I was listening to it on the radio, and Loudon had a 7-point lead late in the game and couldn't hold it. Greenback come back and won it 42-35.
That's Greenback's pretty high-powered, spread it out, throw it around the field offense, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. And another score, I don't know if you got it or not, Heritage beat South Dole 31-16.
We'll get that down.
Heritage beat who?
South Dole.
South Dole. Heritage 31, South Dole 16.
Who's the coach at Heritage? Is that Pemberton?
I really don't know.
Ray County now.
Okay, it's not Pemberton. It's a guy that used to be at Maryville, I think, might be over at Heritage now.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good evening. You're on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
It's Coach Heckley from Oliver Springs.
Hey, Coach, thanks for calling. Sorry about the wait. Talk to us a little bit about tonight's game. I know you texted me a few things. I know it was a close game, didn't fall in your favor. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, first quarter we started with 21 points. Come back in the second quarter, it's 21-14. Start the second half, we get a 3 and out. We go down there and score 21-21. We had a turnover probably about 5 minutes ago, and they bang it in and score 28-21. We start marching down the field, get it about 50, kind of stalls out. And that's it. Had a couple turnovers, of course. First night, hot and humidity, all that stuff. Got guys cramping. Played a lot of guys. Had to make some adjustments on the fly, some things that we hadn't done in practice with those kids, and they didn't bat an eye. They hung right in there, and they fought the tails off, and look at film tomorrow and Sunday, and get ready for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Coach, we talked a bit to some Kingston people tonight, and the Oliver Springs-Kingston game is going to be somewhat of a renewed rivalry within Roane County. Do you recall the last time Oliver Springs and Kingston have played? And talk about that rivalry a bit and kind of what it means to you and the team.
I believe it was maybe 2010, 2011. Coach Pratt was still coaching at that time. It's been a fun rivalry over the years. It's usually a 1-touchdown game, 2-touchdown game type deal. Our guys will be excited about playing, I think. We as coaches will be excited about preparing for them, and we got a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Pankey and Coach Johnson and Coach Kelly, a lot of guys that we know, some guys from Oliver Springs, all that type of thing.
Well, Coach, thanks for calling in. I can tell you're down a little bit, so hope you guys have a good weekend to recover, come back out, and get ready for Kingston. You're always my favorite driver's ed teacher, by the way.
I'm your only driver's ed teacher.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
I appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
So Oliver Springs getting that loss to start the season against Bledsoe County, 28-21. Oliver Springs is one of those teams that really always teeter-totters on, is this a bigger school, is this a smaller school, is this a 2A school, is this a 1A school? Finally able to step down to 1A, really probably more where they belong, and they'll benefit from
And that's
that.
where a lot of those schools in Roane County, bar in Kingston, belong. You know, I hate to be the back when I played, but we're playing 2A, and it's like you said, you're playing for third place. You're playing Alco, you're playing CAK, spitting out D1 people left and right. And, you just can't compete. Your best year, you finish second, and you make it to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So it's tough, and like Coach Gately said, they'll bounce back, and the Oliver Springs Kingston, I'm excited about that. I don't know that I've ever seen that game played in a long time, and I'm sure Coach Pankey and the teams will be ready for it as well.
I've got a Kingston legend who just texted me named Polk Brown, said Kingston big over Oliver Springs.
Kingston,
but I'll tell you this, if he wants to make those predictions, he needs to call in.
He needs to call in.
Don't hide behind the phone.
There's no secret text line here at the Molson Moore Friday Night Scoreboard. Call in with your predictions. Call in with your smack talk. If you just beat Harriman, if you just beat Midway, if you just won your game, call in and tell them about it. Be proud about it. Spark the airwaves.
Can't hide behind a text, can you, on a big prediction like that?
Let's go back to the phones. Good evening. You're on the Molson Moore Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Hey, Smart Clem, how you guys doing?
Doing good. What's up, Pops?
Gee.
Have you
81
settled?
points, 3 hours. I burnt through both camera batteries. I didn't even have enough battery space left to interview Webb after the game.
Did you have to bum a Marlboro from Coach Treadway?
We look like the walking wounded tonight. Looks like as Aaron Havens said, looked like an Al-Qaeda bomb went off and it destroyed all their running backs.
Well, talk about the injuries tonight. I know that really delayed the game for a long time, didn't it? Probably threw everybody out of their rhythm.
Yeah, and a lot of them, I think we had one concussion, one leg injury, but for the most part, it was cramps. I think that's Coach Webb's folks there. At the post game, we weren't very well conditioned, and I think it'll be a key thing we work on next week during practice coming Monday. I think them boys will be running a little bit.
Talk about the way Midway came back. I know when I left, it was a 17-point lead. The game was in the bag. I get here and I get a tweet, and it's 41-40.
We never could stop them. Of course, you know, they throw it about every play, and when they didn't throw it, the quarterback would get loose for about 15. You know, I think Caleb Garrett blocked 2 extra points, ended up being, you know, really the game winner. Because, you know, we only won by 1, and got a big sack right there in Midway's last series on first down, 5-yard sack. And I really thought we was going down when we got a big personal foul penalty. I don't know if the boy got ejected or not, but he got a personal foul. Instead of being 3rd and 1, made it like 3rd and 15, forced us to punt, and we got off a bad punt. At that point, I thought it was all over. Got a big sack. And bottom line, we're 1-0 going to Sweetwater next week.
Briefly talk about Coach Mitten, and we talked to him before the game. He seems like a good guy. Got his program going in the right direction. I think that shows tonight.
Yeah, it was. You know, what did he say? The WTP worked the plan. Well, they worked the plan to perfection tonight. They had to throw for, oh my gosh, surely they threw for about 300 yards at least. But
awesome.
You know, he's got a plan, and he worked it to perfection tonight. Just came up a point short.
Awesome. Where do the Tigers travel to next week? They're on the road.
We will be traveling down 75, playing the Sweetwater Wildcats, so the competition gets a whole lot better next week, and we will have to really gear up and have a good week of practice. We expect to go down there and get a W.
All right. Thanks for calling.
All right. See you guys.
See you.
Just got a final update. Ferry, you know, the 5A state champions last year, beat Bradley tonight 27-21.
Ooh, a lot of close games tonight.
Yeah, a lot of good openers.
Yeah, for sure. Good evening, caller. You're on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Hey, guys. This is Christy from Over Springs. I call every year, every Friday night.
Christy, welcome.
And I know Kegley was down. You know, a lot of the fans were down, but I'll agree with him on one thing. They played their butt off tonight.
Well,
They had 2 players get hurt. You know, prayers going out to Landon and Bailey. You know, they did. But they played their hearts out.
And, you know, it's always tough, guys, when the first game of the season, you can condition as much as you want, and you can work out as much as you want to. It's different when the lights come on. Yeah. You know, you can always count on a cramp, an ankle, or something like that. So, like I said, we wish them a speedy recovery and hope that they get well.
Caller, is it just me, or does it seem like that Oliver Springs the last 2 or 3 years had some really bad luck early on in the season losing kids? I remember last year, 2 years ago, they lost a kid to a broken leg that was a young starter. And this year, obviously, 2 more injuries. So, and they need to get some better luck on their side with the injury bug.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
You know, but it's going to happen. But, you know, I was excited this year. Last year I didn't get to go to a game because I was pregnant, and my little boy will be a year old the 31st of August, a couple weeks. So he got to go to his first Bobcat ball game tonight, and he had a blast.
Is he going to be? Is he a Bobcat in training?
That's right.
Okay, awesome.
Well, his name's Garrett Payton, so he's got to play football.
He's got to. He's destined.
But I just wanted to give you all a shout-out and say hi and get to know you, because you'll hear me every Friday night, I promise.
Absolutely.
Well, we look forward to it.
And if y'all see Brad, tell him TT said hi.
We will.
We'll do it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Christy.
Bye-bye.
Let's take one more phone call, and then let's go to break. Good evening. You're on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Yeah, where's the Creek play?
They played tonight. They beat Hardin Valley 21-20.
Barn burner.
21-20.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Easy.
Yeah, that guy knew we were up against the break, didn't he?
In and out.
All right, so give us a phone call. Our number 483-8112 or 866-412-8112. We want to hear from you. You are tuned in to the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
If you didn't buy your rugs at Hammers, you paid too much.
Hammers buyers search the South Rug Markets every month for special deals on area and room size rugs, like these in traditional, oriental, and contemporary design. Choose from high-quality heat set rugs, olefins or wool. Plus, there's always a special selection of kitchen and bathroom rugs for $288. Remember,
Don't pay too much. Buy your rugs at Hammers.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
The Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
Beautiful yards make a statement. And beautiful yards come from Simplicity Mowers. Their exclusive free-floating mower decks with full-width rollers track the contours of your yard for a perfect cut. So visit your neighborhood Simplicity dealer today and start the conversation about your lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn.
It's time to look closer to home and energize America with fuel made in America. Natural gas is the cleaner, safer, more efficient, and more affordable energy choice. ORUD is your family's comfort provider. Natural gas is the responsible choice for your family, your wallet, and the environment. Gas is a great value, but it is also the best way to cook, heat your water, and warm your home. If you want the best for less, switch your house to natural gas.
Get yourself unchained from large pharmacies. Shop and support your local independent pharmacies in our hometowns. In Kingston, shop Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. Keep our money local to help our community. Your independent pharmacies help support local high school sports, local civic groups, little leagues, marching bands, annual staffs, yearbooks, and other school clubs and activities. Remember, in Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. In Kingston, visit Kinzer Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. The next time you have prescription need, try your local hometown independent pharmacy. We were here for you before the chains, and we're here for you now. In Kingston, Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, support Live and Let Live Drugstore. Be sure to spend your dollars locally. And please support our young people of today because they will be our leaders tomorrow.
And welcome back to the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Phone calls are coming in, so let's go straight to the phone lines. Good evening, caller, on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Yeah, East Ridge Beach Stone Memorial, I believe it's 35-14.
35-14.
Yes.
East Ridge and Stone.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks for the phone call. Let's go to the phones again. You're on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Good evening.
Yeah, what was the Maryville score?
49-42. Maryville. Maryville wins.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
All right, back to the phones. This is the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Good evening.
Caller, you're on the air. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, y'all was talking about not hiding behind the text message stuff. I got to call in.
All right.
I just like to talk about the Kingston Harriman game tonight. You start off, Kingston gets the ball, comes down with a fumble, quarterback picks it up, about scores. Then they end up not scoring, turning it over on fourth down, which happened about 4 or 5 times. Harriman come out tonight ready to play ball.
Caller, what side do you favor? Are you a Harriman or a Kingston fan?
Not really. figured Kingston was going to blow them out after watching the Jamboree Friday night. But,
Caller, you're dodging the question.
Harriman or Kingston?
neither one.
What?
Who do you support?
Rockwood, but I decided to go watch that game tonight.
Ooh, I hope these Rockwood fans don't disown you for not coming to the opener.
Let's make a bold prediction right now. Are you telling me Rockwood would beat both of them, caller?
For sure, Harriman. And I think Kingston Rockwood game will be pretty good.
That's what we like to hear.
Smack talk. I like it.
Hopefully we get some rebuttals. And thanks for calling in. You going coon hunting tonight?
Probably not.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you calling.
Thanks, sir.
See you.
All right, back to the phones. Good evening. You are on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Hey, how's it going, Aaron?
How's it going, Coach? Chris Schillings of the Sunbright Tiger football team. You actually got your season started last night playing Sell Creek. Big victory for your Tiger football team. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, we started out last night. We're playing on Thursday night, get the kids some live action and hopefully for a big crowd. So it was a very good game for us. Got off to a pretty good start. Had some lulls, but we've got a little inexperienced quarterback, and they're finding their way.
So your quarterback last season, Luke Daniel, was it his little brother Levi assuming that role this year?
Actually, Levi's splitting time with Thomas Hall. Thomas Hall and Levi are battling out for the number one quarterback spot right now. So we're kind of letting both play and see who's going to win the job.
Now, I want to bring this up because this is such a great story. Unfortunately, Sunbright lost one of its beloved members of the community and of Sunbright School, the secretary, Kelly Brooks, a personal friend of mine and my wife's, and she was kind of honored at that game. They set aside a picture frame so that she was in attendance of that game last night. Talk a little bit about what Kelly Brooks meant to that school and how special it was to have her presence in the stands for that game last night.
Well, we honored Robert Bunch also. We had two members of the Sunbright community that passed away, and they actually honored both of them last night. And it's a big thing for the community up there, and those two people there have been there for years and have been a big part of the school.
Hey, Coach, let me ask you a quick question. This is Chase Clem. I'm buddies with y'all's principal, Ron Treadway. Talk about the improvements y'all have made.
Hold that against you.
I know. Hey, talk about the improvements y'all have made to your weight room. Some of the people might not know, but y'all made some pretty astounding improvements to your weight room over maybe the past year.
Yeah, we actually dedicated the field house last night to Tracy Brewster. Tracy's a 1979 graduate of Sunbright. He donated $20,000 to give us a brand new weight room. So we got a state-of-the-art weight room from Dino Body. We really appreciated what he did, and it's paying dividends for us. We were there all summer working out, and our line's a lot stronger. Our whole team's a lot stronger. And you could really tell Thursday night as the game went on, we were strong in the trenches, and we played really well.
And that's got to be a morale booster, too, for your players to have something they can be proud of, to go in and say, hey, this is our weight room, and, that can make them, want to get better, want to be in the weight room.
Oh, yeah, and then we put some Ironman T-shirts with it. So the boys that worked out really hard, we have a special T-shirt for them, and they got really proud of that. Worked really hard in the off-season, and like I told them, if you pay it now, it's going to pay off later. And that's what we're hoping as the season goes on. We're in the weight room every day before practice. So it's one of those things that when I first got the job, they said, Coach, what do you need? And I said, we've got to have a better weight room. If we're going to compete with the Coalfields and Greenbacks of the world, you got to have that weight facility.
That's
awesome.
Right. Well, Coach Schillings, thank you for calling in, and congratulations on your victory last night.
Hey, thanks a lot, Aaron. Look forward to seeing you again.
Appreciate it. All right, so Sunbright getting a win to start the season. Coach Chris Schillings in his second season at Sunbright getting things done. And I want to point this out as well. You brought up Ron Treadway. He's got those Rockwood roots, and he believes in athletics. And that's something, that attitude he's brought to Sunbright has paid dividends for all athletic programs there.
That's good. That's big. That's a big first win for Sunbright, especially coming out. I saw him on Facebook practicing in just like a big mud puddle the other day. When they were working hard, they were really getting after it. And it paid its dividends last night.
Let's go back to the phones. Good evening, caller. You're on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Well, what do you say?
Is this the Oak Ridge Wildcat himself?
Yes, indeed. Is this the Wildcat Channel? The lovely Wildcat Channel?
I don't know. I think it's just more of a Ronan Anderson show since Oak Ridge has fallen to the wayside the last several years in football.
Shots fired.
Cleaner on there? I'm not going to see you. Where's Cleaner?
No, Queener's not on here, but he told me to ask you how deep of a run you made last year in the playoffs.
Oh, man.
You know what? I have nothing to say. Nothing to say.
Was it the second round?
You know, it was pretty far. Can't remember. Memory's bad. I think it was pretty far in my book. Yeah.
Hey, always looking forward to that next game, right? Don't dwell on the past.
Yeah. We're like Kentucky fans. There's always next year. always next year.
God. Well, they don't have as much history as Oak Ridge does.
Say what?
They don't have as much history as Oak Ridge does.
That's true. So, who won the Maryville Catholic game?
Maryville ended up winning that. I've got
49-42.
49-42. I got a little say, and I think it's true. Winners win.
Maryville did Maryville things.
Yeah.
Won tonight. That's all they do.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I know you guys are true Oak Ridge fans, so come on, talk to me. Sing it to me. Say roll, Wildcats roll. Sing it to me.
You're breaking up, caller.
Sing it to me.
Next call.
Sing it to me.
And that call dropped. Let's go to the next one. Good evening. You are on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Yeah, this is Coach Rodney Ellison at Bell High School. I told you to give you a call.
Hey, Coach Ellison, thank you for calling. This is Aaron Harvey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. A good victory for your Pal Panthers tonight. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah, it was huge for us to, number one, start off 1-0, and then to be able, of course, you can tell we've got some guys celebrating on the bus right now, but to be able to beat your big rival to start off the season as well, take back Emory Road because Halls had won 3 straight in the series, and, to get that win and be 1-0, we have a team that's very confident right now, and we feel pretty good about it.
Caller, who do you have next week? Or, Coach, who do you have next week?
We're taking a long trip down to Cumberland County.
Okay.
All right.
Jets.
Well, Coach, a caller called in earlier and asked about the new region that was vamped where you and Halls were not in the same region anymore, and you got the likes of Fulton and Oak Ridge and some other teams in there, which was a pretty tough draw for you all and a pretty tough region. And then when the playoffs comes, you got to go play Region 4, which is not any easier. Talk a little bit about the new regions and sort of, expectations and goals for the season.
Well, that's you're exactly right. That region we're in, I consider it to be the one of the toughest in 5A. As you mentioned, Oak Ridge, Fulton, and we got West and Campbell County. I mean, 4 really good football teams. So we're hoping we can work our way into that upper tier with that top 4. It's kind of us, Kearns and Clinton right now, I think, battling to see if one of us can get into that top tier. And, it's going to be a tough road, but playing Halls non-region, they're a good football team to get that win tonight. We've got Fulton in 2 weeks for our first region game. Of course, those are the ones that count for playoffs. And as you mentioned, if we get to the playoffs, it could be matching up with Catholic or Ray County, and that's 2 state championship contenders. But, our first thing is just take care of what's on our schedule. We took care of tonight, but once we get into region play, we're just, we're going to take it one by one and just try to win every coach says. That's kind of say we're going to take it one by one, but we know that there's a region ahead that we want to get to, and hopefully we can win next week and be 2-0 rolling into full.
Coach, great win tonight. Congratulations. Take care of John Fisher for us over there at Powell.
Oh yeah, I'll try. He's a crazy one.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Good hearing from you.
All right, going back to the phones. Good evening. You're on the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Yeah, this is Scott Mason from Midway. Chase had asked me to give him a call.
Hey, Scott, what's going on? We've got the Rockwood side of the game tonight. You're the principal at Midway. Talk about it tonight. They played their butts off tonight and almost got a win at Civitan Field in Rockwood. Talk about the grit they showed tonight.
Well, I told Coach Denton in the coaches after the game, I said it was, I guess, a game of 2 different teams from Midway. I thought they grew up a lot at halftime and just came out. The adjustments, I tell you, good ball game. It's just a football fan to watch on both sides. Coach Webb, the adjustments that his staff made and Coach Benton, the adjustments was back and forth. It was like a chess match, and Midway had more speed. Rockwood certainly had the size and had speed as well, but it was just a heavyweight fight match. It was just a pretty ball game to see, and like you said, the grip that Midway showed. Those kids fought to the very end, and had several chances. We had 2 extra points blocked, and then we had one that I thought was good, but the officials didn't count it. So that game could have gone either way, and certainly at halftime, I thought the Midway boys grew up as a team and gelled, and it's a long season, and some improvements here and there next week, and we'll be roasting Monterey next Friday night.
Scott, we talked a bit about Coach Minton. He's a fairly newer head coach, I believe. We spoke to him before the game. Seems like a really great guy. Seems like he has that program going in the right direction.
He does, and he's got Coach Edwards, Coach Defoe, and Coach Parks who are helping him this year, and so they don't have to carry a lot of different duties. We're just really 4 coaches on the staff when it talks about offense and defense and special teams, and that's really their second job. The first job, of course, is teaching, and they'll do a good job with that. But, just really good coaches, and I told Coach Nick was their head coach for several years before he was named. I watched him as an assistant coach, and I saw him, the way he acted around his family as a daddy, the way he acted with his wife, as a husband, and the way he was interacting with our kids, and Coach Campbell at the time, and he's just a really good role model for us.
Awesome. Well, Scott, hey, we appreciate you calling in, and good luck next week against Monterey.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good job tonight. Thank you.
All right. Let's take one more call before we go to break. Good evening, caller. You're on the Mulchmore Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Yeah, this is Randy from Rockwood calling, and
what's going on, Randy?
Not much. I just hope John Webb's listening out there right now. He needs to break it down back into fundamental football. Too many missed tackles by Rockwood tonight. Almost took an L tonight instead of Tanfield, and just pitiful tackling by the Tigers defense tonight.
Well, Randy, that's some pretty strong feelings. Did you attend the game?
I did. I was there from kickoff to the last snap, and almost upset. Pretty much am upset.
Well, you seem like you need to gather yourself, so we're going to go to the next caller, and hope you get your emotions in check. Hope you get to feeling better.
Thank you.
All right, and let's take this phone call before we go. You're on the Mulchmore Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Good evening.
Hey, this is Coach Price, Campbell County.
Coach Price, how you doing?
Doing good, buddy. How about yourself?
Doing good. Tell us a little about your team this year and how you got started off to a win this year to start the season.
We played Cherokee night opening season home, and we won. I think it's 48-20. We actually got a relatively inexperienced team. We play a lot of juniors and seniors, but they kind of stepped behind some guys over the last couple of years. We just graduated 20 seniors and 10 starters on defense, and I think about 7 on offense. So we had a lot of new faces out there tonight. And luckily, though, we have our quarterback back, Zach Rutherford, and probably I think one of the best linebackers in the area, Elijah Phillips. And they kind of led us tonight. And the inexperienced, I wouldn't call them young, but the inexperienced guys, they stepped up and started out a little sluggish, but kind of got in the groove there in the second quarter, and just never kind of took us. Never lost confidence after that. Just kept on just being efficient and making plays when the opportunities were there.
Well, good. Who do you all have next week?
We go to Davy Crockett up Jonesboro, I believe where it's at, up here at Johnson City.
Okay, when do you start your region schedule? I know some of the coaches that's called in said week 3 is their first region game. When is your all's?
Week 3 we play Oak Ridge at home. So we usually play Oak Ridge late in the year, so we're finally playing them early, which we're excited about. I mean, obviously it's a tough opener for your region or district play, whatever they call it now. But we're always excited about region play and region games. I feel like high school now, the way the playoff system is, that's really the most important thing. I mean, you want to win them all, but the region games, that's your playoff seed, and that's whether you're hosting games or going on the road. So we obviously don't want to look too far ahead, but
because I think David Crockett actually won tonight. So, and Gerald Sensabaugh used to play at ETSU and with the Cowboys as their head coach. So I'm sure he's got some excitement up there. And but we look forward to the trip. And our kids, they played well tonight. I mean, we had a great crowd as usual up here, and they came out ready to play.
Well, you all have changed the culture up there the last 4 or 5 years, and you know it's funny. I would say 15 years ago when Oak Ridge rolled into Campbell County, not many people would show up. But now that you've beat them a couple years ago up there, I'm sure it'll be a big region opener and a lot of excited Campbell County fans, including Benny Roberts.
Oh yeah, he'll be up there cheering the song as he is every week. So
that's right. Well, Coach, have a good weekend and thanks for calling in.
All right, Jonathan, I appreciate it.
Another final score to report. I just got this one in. Oakdale defeats Pickett County tonight, 52-42. So the Eagles starting out the 2017 season with a victory over Pickett County. All right, we're going to send it back to break. You're tuned in to the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
Ladies, it's football time at Hammer Stores and time to show the colors of your favorite college team. Hurry to Hammers and get ready for the big weekend games, the tailgate parties, or game day Fridays at work. Choose from top labels sold in better specialty stores and upscale department stores. Put together a dressy two-piece outfit or go casual with a beautiful top and jeans. Shop Hammers and get set for kickoff now.
That was me, way back when. Some things have really changed over the years, but some things have gotten even better, like Reno's customer service. It's faster, friendlier, and we offer the name brands you ask for. East Tennessee's team dealer, Reno's Sporting Goods.
Beautiful yards make a statement. And beautiful yards come from Simplicity Mowers. Their exclusive free-floating mower decks with full-width rollers track the contours of your yard for a perfect cut. So visit your neighborhood Simplicity dealer today and start the conversation about your lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
It's time to look closer to home and energize America with fuel made in America. Natural gas is a cleaner, safer, more efficient, and more affordable energy choice. ORUD is your family's comfort provider. Natural gas is the responsible choice for your family, your wallet, and the environment. Gas is a great value, but it is also the best way to cook, heat your water, and warm your home. If you want the best for less, switch your house to natural gas.
The Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
Get yourself unchained from large pharmacies. Shop and support your local independent pharmacies in our hometowns. In Kingston, shop Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. Keep our money local to help our community. Your independent pharmacies help support local high school sports, local civic groups, little leagues, marching bands, annual staffs, yearbooks, and other school clubs and activities. Remember, in Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. In Kingston, visit Kinzer Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. The next time you have prescription need, try your local hometown independent pharmacy. We were here for you before the chains, and we're here for you now. In Kingston, Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, support Live and Let Live Drugstore. Be sure to spend your dollars locally. And please support our young people of today because they will be our leaders tomorrow.
And welcome back to the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Mulch and More is moving to 3901 Roane State Highway in Midtown, across from the Roane County Highway Department. Opening in September, Mulch and More, a full-service landscape center with items such as mulch, of course, and more, gravel, sand, pea gravel, creek rock, river rock, field stone, mountain mist stone, railroad cross ties, straw bales, fence posts, farm gates, and also backhoe and dump truck services available as well. And also, hey, house and building demolition, so that means they can tear down and haul it off. For free estimates and delivery, just give a call to 865-740-5229. Ask for Gary. Again, 865-740-5229. I'm Aaron Harvey, joined by Chase Clem. You've seen him. And now Alex Myers has taken the spot of our friend Johnathon Cox. Just kicked him right out of the room. You should have seen it. It was violent.
Said you ain't got to leave, but you're not welcome here anymore.
That's right. So let's go back to the phone lines where Coach J.R. Voiles of the Oakdale Eagles joins us. Coach, congrats on your victory tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, Coach, starting out, this new change, so the classification changes. You guys were playing those Region 1 teams up in Upper East Tennessee, now coming back to a very, very difficult Region 2. How important was it for your squad to go out and get that victory tonight to start the season, knowing that the schedule is going to get so tough?
It was real important. We got a ton of new pieces on the roster this year. Got a lot of key components that we've had to replace and move guys into different positions than what maybe they had played in the past. So it's tonight was a challenge. So it was good to see Oakdale be able to fall behind and not give up and fold, and come back and make plays, and just at the end of the night find a way to win.
So you said your Eagles fell behind. How large was the deficit?
It was 10-0, and then we scored a couple touchdowns, took the lead, and then fell behind again. We were down 24-14, and then we started making some plays on offense, and we finally got a break on the defensive side, and we're able to kind of start turning the momentum. And then, offensively, we just got to clicking really well in the second half. And defensively, man, we would do really good first, second, third down, and they'd hit us with a fake punt, or they would, we'd jump off sides on 4th and 3. So a little frustrating. First game kind of mistakes and jitters, that kind of stuff happens. But it's something we can go back and work on and get corrected. Offensively, I can't really complain, man. We probably, I don't have any stats in front of me, but we probably had 600 yards tonight. I mean, that's a pretty good offensive output, and it was pretty well balanced. We probably 350 on the ground and a couple hundred in the air. So it was a pretty good night offensively. Once we got things on track and got things moving, we got a long way to go on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, you lost a quarterback last year, Austin Helton, who finished top 10 all-time in the state of Tennessee for passing yards. So it's got to make you feel pretty good to know that you can put up 52 points and 600-some-odd yards breaking in a new quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, but there's still some pieces there to work with on the offense, and we've got some guys that maybe are in new positions, but have some experience of playing. Losing Austin and Braden Golston, Cade Brown, Clayton Price, those guys were not just last year starters; those were 2 and 3 and 4 year starters. I think Austin Helton and Braden Golston probably started 43 games at Oakdale in a row. And they were the back end of our defense. They were our safeties, and man, that's just a wealth of experience that we're trying to replace. But we've got a lot of kids that they're trying, and the effort's there, and the skill is there. We've got to get them coached up a little better and help them get into the right positions.
All right, Coach. Congrats on your victory tonight.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Coach J.R. Voiles of the Oakdale Eagles getting that 52-42 win over Pickett County. So Alex Myers just joined us on set here. I noticed you're wearing an Oak Ridge shirt.
Yep.
So I'm going to assume you were at the Oak Ridge game tonight.
Yeah, helping out with the radio there. So I'm a little, excuse my tardiness, if you will. I'm a little late getting over here. I was packing up a bunch of the radio equipment. Headed over here finally. It was a great game, really great atmosphere. It was a better atmosphere than I expected. I mean, anytime you go to Blankenship, you're looking for a really good atmosphere. But for everybody was talking about, okay, well, you don't have T. Higgins, you don't have this, you don't have this, that. You lost a lot of pieces on defense. There didn't seem around town like there was a ton of hype over the summer, but this week I kind of felt a little bit. But I was surprised because at 6:30, right at an hour before kickoff, the stands weren't filling up, I would say, but they were getting there. And then by about 20-25 minutes before the game, I would have been happy with that crowd, but they just kept filing. It wasn't a packed house, but it was a near capacity as far as the stands go, and the Hardin Valley. Hardin Valley, believe it or not, I know it's not a long trip, but they had as many, maybe more students in their student section than Oak Ridge did. So it was a great atmosphere from both sides, not just from Oak Ridge's standpoint.
So we've seen the final score. We haven't really heard the story, though. So Oak Ridge wins 21-20. It's a one-point victory for the Wildcats.
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
Okay, so start of the game, Hardin Valley gets the ball. Oak Ridge, I think after a punt, Oak Ridge gets it. First play, you're sitting there going, okay, well, what's their offense going to look like? Because T's gone. They revamped their offense, and now all of a sudden it's a spread offense. One of those guys who looks almost like T physically out there is a guy named Caleb Martin. He stands about 6'4", about 185, and is a senior. I think he just recently committed to Eastern Kentucky. He's picking up offers. First play from scrimmage, I think it was 59 yards. Hit him on almost what was a slant route and took it the rest of the way. Nobody caught him. 7-0. Hardin Valley responds with a touchdown of their own, 7-7. Oak Ridge scores, goes up 14-7, then Hardin Valley responds. So then the second half comes out. First half, Hardin Valley was making a bunch of mistakes. Oak Ridge wasn't. Start of the second half, Oak Ridge starts making a bunch of mistakes, and Hardin Valley doesn't. So then we get towards the end of the game, and it's 14-14, late fourth quarter. Quarterback Johnny Stewart is a senior. You kind of just get the feeling as you're watching go along the drive, he started running the ball a lot more, and it was almost like, okay, he was just going to put his team on his back and go, I don't care what I have to do to win, I'm going to do what it takes. So he starts running the ball, and he was a big part of that drive, and they ended up scoring on a throw to a guy named Kyrese Pendergrass, which gave them the 21-14 lead. So then at the end of the game, the last drive, Hardin Valley comes down to respond. And this is where it gets insane. Follow me if you can. Hardin Valley, their star running back, best player on the field probably, gets the ball, runs towards the left side, gets about to the 2-yard line, and looks like he might score. You see his arm go up. The ball goes higher. The ball hits the ground. You see 2 or 3 Oak Ridge players dive on the ball. Half of Oak Ridge's team that's on the field starts jumping and celebrating. We celebrate in the booth. And then all of a sudden you see the ball squirt again towards the end zone. Then 2 or 3 players for each team are running towards it, and a Hardin Valley player dives on it. And the coaches were upset, and I agree, because we saw the Oak Ridge player land on the ball on the ground, which would lead you to think the play was over. But apparently there was no whistle for sure, and somehow the ball squirted out. Hardin Valley lands on it. So then they tie it up. And I'm on the radio going, well, I don't want to be Mr. Positive because that's kind of annoying sometimes. Somebody's overly positive. I'm like, but they still have to kick it. So they line up to kick it. Hardin Valley does. And Oak Ridge lines up offsides. So then they scoot it to the 2, and I'm going, okay, well, I hope they're not going to have confidence now to try to go for 2. They don't. They send the kicker out there. Then Hardin Valley false starts. So this is now 2 times the kicker has made the field goal. On the 3rd time, I believe, Oak Ridge it was a false start or an offsides again on Oak Ridge. The kicker missed the field goal. So then on the 4th try, the kicker shanks it wide left, and there was no penalties. But I'll be honest with you, there was movement on both sides, and I kind of paused because I thought they were going to call a penalty for the 4th time in a row. So on the 4th try, after 3 consecutive penalties on an extra point, they missed it to the left, and at that point, Oak Ridge just recovered the onside kick or attempt and took a knee and ended it. I've never seen, I'm relatively young, but I've never seen 3 consecutive penalties on an extra point try, and an extra point had to be tried 4 times. I've never seen it before.
Wow. What a great way to start this football season for both teams. You hate it for Hardin Valley. Well, you probably don't.
Well, no, I know what you're saying because we actually talked about it, and it's like, if you're a rising senior, you train for 6-8 months leading up to this moment.
Yeah.
And then after that, that funky kind of play where all of a sudden Oak Ridge goes from, okay, we won the game, we've got the football, to Hardin Valley going, no, we won. Now Oak Ridge is down. And Hardin Valley goes, okay, now we're going to get this to overtime. And after all that goes on with the penalties and stuff, and they lose the game. And it was almost one of those games where, I was rooting for Oak Ridge, of course, but you hate to see one team walk out of there not victorious just because of the way the game was played. It was played with class. There was no real scuffles. It was officiated well, and there was talent on both sides of the football. And I think both teams, there was mistakes, like the Oakdale coach said a moment ago, the beginning of the season, early in the season mistakes. But overall, both teams played pretty well. It's kind of a shame, one team has to win, one team has to lose. But fortunately for Wildcat fans, Oak Ridge came out on top.
It's almost like you don't feel bad for winning. You just feel bad that other team had to be the one to get beat.
And I hope that this is setting the bar for the rest of the season because you had some really good games tonight. For instance, Jefferson County defeats Sevier County 6-3. That one was really close. Clinton gets the win over Scott High 10-0. That one was close. Meigs County defeats Sweetwater 19-14. That was close. We just talked about Oak Ridge Hardin Valley 21-20. It was Cosby over Hancock County 27-26. That one was close. Kingston Harriman, that one was close until late in the second half.
Oh, the Cofield game was close, wasn't it?
No, that one wasn't very close at all.
For a minute.
We talked about that a little bit. Coalfield's star quarterback, Parker McKinney, who's also committed to Eastern Kentucky, so he might be throwing touchdown passes to this Oak Ridge receiver. But Parker McKinney had 4 interceptions in the first half on defense.
I was wondering about that. I'm like, wait a minute.
That was one shy of a state record for most interceptions in a game, and all those came in the first half. So Parker McKinney, an exceptional athlete in his senior season, getting it started right with a 70-0 victory over Wartburg.
And can I say something about that? Talk about, and as somebody who's grown up in Oak Ridge all my life, and my roommate in college my freshman year was a guy who went to private school, 1A, and we used to kid him about it. But that's something that those lower 1, 2A schools, you see it in 5A, but not as much. They get ragged on a little bit because there's not as many players. The competition may not be there all the time. But as a fan getting to watch the game, so much the talk about youth sports now is you got to pick one sport or the other. Where Parker plays basketball and football, which that's not something that doesn't happen everywhere else. But if he was at an Oak Ridge or if he was at maybe a Maryville where you got a little bit more depth, you may just get to see him on quarterback. But if you're a Coalfield fan, you get to grow up and you get to, as a kid, you get to watch this guy pick somebody off 4 times and throw for a touchdown, then run for a touchdown. Yeah. So that's something that I don't think it's talked about these smaller schools is there is a different element of, hey, you may not have as many athletes, but the athletes you have, boy, are they on display, especially a kid like that with as much raw talent and athleticism.
And then, like I said, as soon as the football season's over, a week off, and he's a starting point guard. Playing basketball.
Yeah, Parker McKinney, an exceptional kid, too. A great student, just an exceptional kid. Actually, as an 8th grader, when his middle school basketball season ended, played high school basketball in the district tournament and was district tournament MVP as an 8th grader.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, so he's an exceptional athlete, exceptional kid, and he'll do great things. Already got his college choice out of the way. He's committed to go to Eastern Kentucky. So yeah, he's a great asset for Coalfield. And you're talking about that with the smaller schools. Those kids that are going to play the youth football, they're looking up to somebody like that.
Absolutely.
And that's Parker McKinney he's the one setting the bar for them. They want to be better than him. They want to be like him. And so it's a great thing for Coalfield to have. He's a really good ambassador for that program. We welcome your phone calls here on the Mulch and More Friday night scoreboard show. Give us a call, 865-483-8112, 866-412-8112. We're going to go to break. Give us a phone call. We might talk a little bit of college football when we get back. Again, you're tuned in to the Mulch and More Friday night scoreboard show.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Attention, all hunters, outdoorsmen, and preppers.
It's military surplus time at Hammer. You'll find over 20 different worldwide Army surplus items like ghillie suits, U.S. and Swiss sleeping bags, German safety vests, combat shirts, and more, priced from 99 cents to $69.95. Plus, there's our most popular item, 12 by 12 camo nets. Hurry, quantities are limited.
At ease. Now hurry to Hammers.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
It's time to look closer to home and energize America with fuel made in America. Natural gas is a cleaner, safer, more efficient, and more affordable energy choice. ORUD is your family's comfort provider. Natural gas is the responsible choice for your family, your wallet, and the environment. Gas is a great value, but it is also the best way to cook, heat your water, and warm your home. If you want the best for less, switch your house to natural gas.
The Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
Get yourself unchained from large pharmacies. Shop and support your local independent pharmacies in our hometowns. In Kingston, shop Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. Keep our money local to help our community. Your independent pharmacies help support local high school sports, local civic groups, little leagues, marching bands, annual staffs, yearbooks, and other school clubs and activities. Remember, in Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. In Kingston, visit Kinzer Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. The next time you have prescription need, try your local hometown independent pharmacy. We were here for you before the chains, and we're here for you now. In Kingston, Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, support Live and Let Live Drugstore. Be sure to spend your dollars locally. And please support our young people of today, because they will be our leaders tomorrow.
Welcome back into the Mulchmore Friday Night Scoreboard Show. I'm Aaron Harvey, alongside old Chase Clem over there and Alex Myers sitting in between us. And this is sponsored by Mulch & More, which is moving to 3901 Roane State Highway in Midtown, across from the Roane County Highway Department. Opening in September, they have mulch, and get this, more. That includes topsoil, the best topsoil in the area, also all types of gravel, sand, pea gravel, loose or in bags, creek rock, river rock. They do backhoe and dump truck services as well. House and building demolition, which means they can tear down and haul off. Free estimates and delivery. Call 865-740-5229 and ask for Gary when you do that. So I said before we went to break that we might talk a little bit of college football when we got back. And we invite you to give us a call if you want to talk some college football as well. 865-483-8112 or 866-412-8112. So, you know what I read today? Georgia Tech's leading rusher from last season has been kicked off the football team for a violation of team rules. So that's one less person that the Vols will have to worry about come opening weekend.
And I don't know if you know this right now, but it's late night, so it's not the Vols, it's the Vols.
The Vols?
It's so late at night, and the callers call in, it's going to be the Vols. So, yeah, that's big for Tennessee and Butch Jones. With a team like Georgia Tech and the offense that they run, you need any kind of advantage you can get.
Any kind of advantage, because you don't normally play that. You don't really normally prepare for that. It also helps that it's the first game of the season, so they can kind of go over it. But anyway, let's go to the phone lines. You're on the Most More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
How you doing, guys?
What's going on?
Good.
Well, I hate to be this way. I really do. I mean, I know it's hard to be critical when your team wins 7-0.
But
I mean, I'm a firm believer that there's 3 phases in a football game, and no matter how good you are on offense and defense, if your special teams are struggling at some point in the year, it's going to bite you in the tail. And when you kick off 11 times in a game, 4 of them go out of bounds, and you're giving up 25 yards every time you kick off, and it's average starting positions outside the 35-yard line. That's going to hurt you when you get up against good competition.
Yeah, that can certainly be tougher when you face better teams. Luckily, after week 1, you can correct some of those things. Luckily tonight, Coalfield was able to win big, 70-0, and it's hard in 1A football to have a quality kicker. I mean, you have people that a lot of people don't, and that's no offense to kickers, they don't grow up wanting to be a kicker. They grow up wanting to be a quarterback. They grow up wanting to be a receiver, and they kick.
Yeah.
So to be able to find somebody at that level of play to kick, I know the Rome County team struggle to have kickers at times. You'll get a good one that comes up every now and then, but like you said, that will come back around to bite you eventually if it's not corrected.
And also, not just the kicker isn't, and I'm not saying he's got a leg on him. He's just wild. It's like a golfer, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know where it's going. He's got a big, strong arm, but you don't know if he's going to slice it or hook it or if it's going down the middle. But the coverage team, it's just, I don't know. I guess because I played special teams and we were so disciplined and practiced it so much to see those kids come down the field, and there's no lanes to be stayed in. It's just we bob and weave around people and don't get blocked. And that just opens up, running lanes. And it's just frustrating to know that, down the road, and I mean, I'm not trying to foresee the future, but I mean, I can see this team making a run in the playoffs, and I'd hate to be at Greenback or South Pitt or somewhere like that in the second or third round, and, in a dogfight and give up a kickoff return for touchdown that loses the football game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and to counter your point a little bit, I do understand what you're saying, but in Coalfield's defense here, Parker's freshman year, when they went and played for the state championship, that was a special teams unit where you didn't know if any extra point was ever going to go in. You didn't know.
You were hamstrung.
Yeah, exactly. And so Coalfield has been able to, in the past, play through things like that. So I agree with you. You have to have special teams. That's a very important aspect of the game. But there are a lot of other Class A teams that they will play that will have the same issues, and they've been able to play through it before. But you're right, it can bite you if you get late in the season. If you got a 1-point game here, like the Oak Ridge game that we were just talking about, Oak Ridge Hardin Valley, you got that 1-point ball game. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, we had our player of the game, and I gave an honorary player of the game to our kicker, and he didn't really do anything special, but he made every extra point, and at the end of the day, that's just like you're saying, caller, it can bite you. And fortunately for Oak Ridge, it didn't bite them, and obviously for Coalfield, it wasn't an issue. But like you said, it could be down the road, especially later on in the season come playoff time.
Hey, I was excited, though, for tonight. This is the first time, and I can't remember when. He went 10 for 10 on extra points. Outstanding. That's a bravo on that deal. But now, I will tell you this. I've never seen a coach leading a football game 56-0 so angry with his players over making stupid mistakes, personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct, false starts, illegal formation, lining up in the wrong spot, even when the B team's out there. Because, I mean, the starters didn't play in the second half. I mean, that's common sense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's still coaching that second team. He's still trying to teach them. And then it was just really aggravating because the other coaches on the other team and the fans on the other sidelines were like booing and
because, I mean, he didn't change his offense. He's running the same offense because those guys that are coming up need to know how to run that offense.
Well, and you got to look at it. If you don't coach the B team, the second and third stringers that come in, if you don't coach them just as hard, then who are you shorting? You're shorting those players, and it's not fair to them that you may have a Parker McKitty in front of you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you're not coaching them just as hard, then you're doing them a disservice as the coach. Well, the argument that I heard, and it wasn't from one of our coaches, but it was from a parent to another parent on the other sideline after the game, was very interesting. He said, he goes, I can't believe y'all ran the score up on us like that. And he goes, hey, this is football. It's our objective to score. It's your responsibility to stop us.
Well, yeah.
You can't stop us. It's not our fault. We got our 8th graders and our freshmen in there. If you can't stop us, that's not on us. We ran the football 80% of the time in the second half.
Yeah, you know, it's
on third and 2, we did, fake the dive and throw the screen pass across the middle to the tight end for a touchdown. Yeah, we did that with the 8th grader at quarterback.
Yeah, you know, at some point, it's time to grow up, and if you get beat 70-0, okay, let's move on, let's get better. It's a disservice to teach someone, I think, that okay, let's lighten up. Like you said, you're costing those players that don't get a lot of playing time reps to get better if you run dive 3 times and punt.
Well, they work
so you can run the clock out. When they're the weightlifting, they run every sprint that a starter does. It's unfair to everybody around when you at some point let your foot off the gas.
Yeah, those
I agree
kids,
100%.
Absolutely. Those kids sitting on the sidelines watching the Stars play right now, they're just waiting to get that taste of playing time and to show what they can do too. And like Alex just said, they work just as hard in practice. They go out, they kill it. They want to show and prove themselves in a game as well. So when they get if they get into a ball game, you can't just say, hey, just run to the goal line and dive out of bounds. You can't do that. You can't tell them not to score. They deserve that opportunity too.
They're one play away.
And let me just say one thing, if I can. As a competitor, it doesn't matter if you're a golfer, you're a football player, basketball player, whatever. As a competitor, I can tell you from my standpoint, everybody's been beat by a lot in whatever sport at some point in your life. But there's no real worse feeling as a competitor than knowing that the other team is taking it light on you. And no, you don't want to get beat 70-0. That doesn't need to happen. You don't want that to happen. But I can just about promise you that a lot of those kids, they don't want to know that the guy they're lining up trying to bust helmets against is taking it easy, because there's no worse, more humiliating feeling than that. Exactly. As a competitor, you still want them at least, you don't want them throwing Hail Marys, but you want them still playing just as hard.
That's what, the second and third teamers that were in there, especially late in that third quarter and all the way through the fourth, I mean, everybody on the team played tonight. And those guys in the fourth quarter that were just the youngest guys on the team were, and I hate to say running harder, but I mean, they were running harder than the starters were in the first quarter because the holes were so big. I mean, their line's awesome. There was one play, Coastal got tackled on the 2-yard line. They had it 1st and goal from the 2, and they just run a straight dive. Well, at the end of the play, you see this Wartburg player laying against the back fence at the back of the end zone, and a Cofield player getting up on top of him, and the referee's got his flag in his hand, and he looks down, and he's like, oh, that's the center and the nose guard. I mean, he come off the ball and drove him straight back all the way through the end zone to the fence.
Those second teamers, that's their shot. Yeah. If they don't run to the best they can, why should the coach put them in? Why should you get another opportunity if you're not going full speed?
Well, guys, hey, great night of football. Can't wait till next week. We got some college football coming up before long. I'm ready, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you for the call.
See you, man.
All right, so Oakdale getting that 70-0 victory over rival Wartburg. And I know we were talking about pushing that rivalry game, that county rivalry to the start of the season. You hope for a great gate. One bad thing about a 70-0 victory is that you hope it doesn't hurt that gate next season.
Mm-hmm.
But Wartburg, brand new coach, has had success in his last 2 stops. So that team will continue to grow and excitement will build around them. So hopefully that will bring some excitement into the start of next season. So we said we'd talk a little bit of college football, so we can do that before we go off the air. We talked a little bit, Tennessee going to open up the season against Georgia Tech on Labor Day. How do you feel about that?
Are we all consensus Tennessee fans?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I feel like it can sway the season either way. I would expect Tennessee to go down to Atlanta and take care of business. Would I be shocked if we got beat? No. You know, I feel like the Vols are going to have to. I feel like Butch Jones is going to be the head coach pretty much regardless next season.
Yeah.
I still think the expectations are high on him. You know, I think unless he goes 6-6, he's going to have a job next year. I don't personally maybe not agree with that, but I just think that's how it is we think out.
I think six wins, he's gone. 8 wins, he's for sure here. I think 7 is kind of the coin flip number, in my opinion, to where you go 7-5 and the recruiting class is still top 5, top 10. It's really good. You're going to have a lot of people are going, okay, well, give him one more year.
Mm-hmm.
If you go 7-5, you know, depends on who you lose to. If you go 7-5, but you lose to Vandy again at the end of the year, and the recruiting has slipped, then it's going to be hard for a lot of fans to see that sticking around. You know, it's funny though. I've heard a lot of people. I've talked with a lot of people over the past couple of months as we get ready for football season for the fall, and you know, you ask around, and what's the most important football game of the season? And almost everybody I've talked to has gone Georgia Tech, and I kind of agree, 50%. Where yeah, that could be the most important game. But because if you lose that game, you could go off the rails. You could. But to me, the most important game may be the Florida game, because if you lose to Georgia Tech, but come back 2 weeks later after assuming you beat Indiana State, and you beat Florida, you're now 2-1, 1-0 in the SEC, and every single thing that you aspire to be before the season started is still there. So to me, even if you lose Georgia Tech, the potential for the Florida game to really be the most important game of the season, to me that's where the money's at. But if you win Georgia Tech, then all of a sudden, you know, you're in the same situation regardless whether you lose or win, you know, because if we beat Georgia Tech but lose to Florida, I think almost every
you beat Tech. So losing to Georgia Tech, you can recover from that. Ohio State proved it with this new playoff system. If you are talented enough to take care of business, and let's be honest, if Tennessee loses Georgia Tech and then goes undefeated for the rest of the season, I don't expect that to happen. But if they were to do that, they would absolutely be in the playoff with as tough a schedule as they have.
Well, Ohio State also just proves what everybody else I think pretty much knows, which is who was it they were going up against that year as one of the Big 12 teams that they didn't have a conference championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it Wisconsin?
No, I think it was it TCU and somebody, Baylor maybe? They proved that where the money is, the NCAA, you know, it's no secret. They're going to, where they got viewers and dollars, they're going to put them in at any shot. But, you know, they ended up looking like they deserved it because they won the thing. But we were talking about earlier with the Georgia Tech running back getting hurt, which my first thought was, okay, well, he's obviously one of their better weapons that may help Tennessee. But then again, you think if there's any team in the nation that can suffer that at that particular running back position and be all right, it's Georgia Tech, because everybody in the backfield can run the ball. Quarterback, fullback, tailback, half. I mean, everybody back there can run the ball. So I think if there is any team that's well suited to take a big hit like that, it would be Georgia Tech. So I'm interested to see. For Tennessee, you got so many things to look forward to and to be positive about. You know, that may not be positive at the end of the year, but right now, to me, I'm looking forward. You got Larry Scott in his first year. How is this offense going to look? There's been rumors of them going under center. I actually saw a video from practice the other day of them under center. Will they actually implement that? I don't know. But there's that to look forward to. Bob Shoop in his second season, there were so many talks about, okay, well, he and some of the assistant coaches on the defensive end didn't get along. They're gone. Okay. There's no more of this, okay, well, it's a new system. No, these guys have been in here for 2 years now. Bob Shoop has had success at every other stop, I think, except for last year. So there's so many new parts, and to me, there's expectations, just as much pressure on Bob Shoop as there is on Butch Jones. So there's a lot of potential there for things to go right, but just as UT fans know, so often there's also potential for it not to. But it'll be exciting nonetheless, I think.
Yeah, and adding Brady Hope to the staff as well to coach that defensive line. It's a talented defensive line. And adding a quarterback coach as well.
Finally.
Mike Canales. There was no quarterback coach, so the passing game should pretty much dramatically improve. I expect it to anyway.
Well, From a pure passing standpoint, maybe I was never a guy that believed. I love Josh Dobbs, and I don't want to take anything away from what he did, because without that guy, who knows where this team would have been last year and in the last couple of years. But from a pure passing standpoint, it's no lie that it wasn't always there for him. I mean, that's okay. He did other things that could make up for that. But just how these two newcomers throw the ball, I expect the passing game in certain ways to improve. But the offense last year set records. You know, whether you like the offense or not, it did. So there's going to be, it's hard for me to believe there's going to be no drop-off. But certainly I think that these quarterbacks can come in and do certain things maybe better than this Butch Jones program has done in the past.
I think really what you can expect is not to know what to expect. I mean, look at their first 5 games. Georgia Tech, Indiana State, Florida, UMass, and Georgia.
You could easily come out of there 4-1, but you could also go out of there 2-3.
Exactly. I mean, and you know, if everything falls in, you might be 5-0. You could be 2-3. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know, if we're going to beat Georgia Tech, will we beat Florida and then drop one at Georgia? You would almost expect we drop one of those 3 and hopefully win 2 and come out 4-1, like you say. But I just think you don't know what to expect. Expect the unexpected, I guess. You know, you build yourself up. By the time the season starts, you think we can go 9-3, and then you know we lose one. You think, oh gosh, it's over.
Yeah.
But let's look at this. Worst case scenario, move on from Butch Jones. Penn State's paying James Franklin $5.8 million.
Yeah.
Who are we going to cut? Well, we won't. But who are we going to cut a $6 million check to come coach Tennessee?
If you ask Vegas, they're saying Chip Kelly right now.
I know, and you know we've heard that in the past, whether it be a Groot and a Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly have some land out in Maryville?
I heard he was at the Maryville game tonight. He kicked in. He actually won the ball game. That's what I heard. His wife was there, cheerleader.
Yeah.
But you know, it's unexpected. I don't know what to think about it.
And that's something the callers could call in, talk about. You could still call in, obviously, and talk high school. But if you want to talk Tennessee, a couple things we could throw out there was, you know, if you were predicting right now a game 1 starter, who would it be and why? Or also, you could talk about that if something were to happen to Butch Jones. I know it's really early, but we always welcome callers. I don't know. There's just so much that's unknown about this season that, to me,
it is.
More so than in the past, this season's, I'm kind of amped up about it just because you don't know.
Yeah.
Now, 3 months from now, I may not have wanted to know. Maybe I didn't want to know.
Right.
But right now, I'm excited. So.
I think there'll be a lot of fans. You know, last year was built up. You know, every year is your year, but last year was supposed to be the year, and it was a disappointment. I think you'll see a lot of fans teeter one way or the other, determined on that Georgia Tech game. And sadly, I'll probably be one of them. I tend to go off the deep end from the upper deck, you know, during the football games. But you'll have a lot of people, you know, if they lose that Georgia Tech game, be ready to, you know, they're done. They're calling in. They're blowing up the phone lines.
Well, I do think that opening game can set a trend for the rest of the season. I remember in 2008, I'm sitting here on the couch and I'm watching Tennessee play UCLA, and I'm saying, Tennessee's going to win this game, right? Tennessee's going to win this game, right? And then Daniel Lincoln missed that field goal in overtime that would have tied it and sent it to a second overtime, and I was like, Tennessee just lost to UCLA. Like, I didn't see that coming at all, and I thought that game right there really set the tone for the rest of that season.
I will say one thing about that particular game. The only good thing to come out of that game, Tennessee wore orange pants on the road, if my memory serves me correctly. I mean, I know it's kind of silly to get into that, but my goodness. Would you guys agree with me that the orange pants with the white jersey is one of the prettiest uniforms in all of college football?
Yeah.
And I think that year they had the 2 white stripes going down the side of the orange pants.
Yeah.
Those are some pretty uniforms that you just don't see them anymore.
I have a buddy, Chad Fields. He's on Twitter.
Oh, he's all about that.
And he is a uniform guru. I wish I had the imagination that he does to put together these uniforms. And you mentioned Daniel Lincoln. I have an off-air story about Daniel Lincoln and my buddy of mine and an altercation, so we'll have to talk about that.
That sounds good.
But yeah, call us, 865-483-8112. Talk about the Vols. Are you done with Butch Jones? Is this going to be, are you butterflies and rainbows, or are you jumping off already? Give us a call and just tell us what you think about it. Tell us about the quarterbacks. You know, you get on Sports Talk, and they have an idea of who it is. They can't say who it is. They know how practice goes, and they're really limited on what they can say probably for getting in trouble or something. You know, there's probably things they can and can't say. But Colin, give us your opinion. What you think about that?
I would be surprised if we didn't see both quarterbacks in the first game.
At some point.
At some point, and even if it is like 97% Dormady, because I think that's the way it's going, and then 3% Garantano, I do think we'll see both in that first game of the season.
Because one of them's not going to finish his career on ball, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You know,
well, the one thing that I've heard on some radio shows this week is it's an interesting point. Whereas this is Dormady's third year in the program, and if he were to somehow have a Trubisky type year, and Tennessee surprises some people and goes 9-3, and maybe you beat a team or so you're not supposed to, and has a really good bowl game, maybe that guy goes, hey. The fans, a lot of them love Garantano. I'm going to go make money. I think he just got engaged not long ago. So maybe he goes, I want to go make some money, and all of a sudden Garantano sticks around and he's the guy next year.
Yeah.
That could happen. I don't expect that to happen, but the way look at the NFL quarterback play these days. I mean, you know,
honestly,
I mean, if you can play a little bit, they're going to take a shot at you. Somebody's going to give you a little money.
Yeah, and I think Dormady has shown that he's a very accurate quarterback, and so he has the tools to be a successful NFL quarterback. So,
and I think that'll give him the edge. I think we'll see him roll out against Georgia Tech as Dormady.
Yeah.
And, you know, although I think people want to think that Garantano might be the more athletic, he's the more hot, you know, commodity. You know, the second string quarterback is always for people.
Yeah.
They always want him till they get here, and then, you know, well, this is what you ask for. So
right.
I think someone just from an experience standpoint, from being in the system, I think we'll see Dormady roll out against Georgia Tech when we kick off.
Yeah. I tell you what, let's put a final countdown on our phone calls. Give us a call. We'll give you the next 2 or 3 minutes or so before we wrap this thing up. But should be exciting. High school football kicking off yesterday. Some good games yesterday, and then going into today, some great games tonight. And boy, this Friday Night Lights were on tonight, and it's hard to believe that it's already that time of the year, but it's so exciting. Football time is the best time of the year.
Yeah, hey, let's go over real quick the schedule real quick since we're talking about the Vols. Just give me a win or loss right off the top of your head. Georgia Tech.
Win.
Yeah.
Why is this as a fan or is this as a realist?
No, this is real. We got to be real.
Yeah.
Indiana State.
Win.
Florida. 3, 2, 1.
Win.
I'll go with a loss.
All right. UMass. Win. Georgia.
Loss.
I'll go win there. I think they'll probably. I was gonna say I think they'll split that Florida-Georgia game, but then again, I talked about Florida being a game where if you win that one, even after losing to Georgia Tech, if that happens, maybe your season turns around. So I could see either way. I could see you winning both or losing both, but I think just for the odds of it, I'll say they split that.
All right. South Carolina.
Win.
All right. Bama.
Loss.
Kentucky.
Win.
Okay. Let's see. Disappeared for a minute. Southern Miss.
Win.
Missouri.
Win.
LSU.
Loss.
And Vandy.
Win.
Come on.
Win.
All right. 1, 2, 3. 1.
We got 8.
1 loss. 2 loss. 3 loss. See? I mean, we can easily come up 9-3. 1, 2, 3. When you run down the schedule, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
9-3. But then you go to pump the brakes. You're like, no, I've done this before.
The thing you don't count for when you're just checking off lists is
everything else.
Well, yeah, that and momentum to me is huge. And like I said, you very easily. I said split of the Florida-Georgia because I could see them winning one of those, but I could also see if you win one of those, you got enough momentum to win both of them. And I could also see if you go down and lose to Florida and it's an embarrassment or something, come back 2 weeks later and you get down early to Georgia, then everybody's like, well, is this team quitting? And then it could snowball.
Right.
But if you do that, then you very well could lose 2 or 3 more that it's just so, like we talked about earlier, so much in the air, and that's part of the intrigue and excitement of this season.
Yeah, and you made us have a hard answer there. It was either a win or a loss. There's no maybe or in between because there are some in-between games on that schedule, I think. I don't know. Should be a really fun football season, I think. And I agree with your all's assessment that it's the intrigue of it. It's the unknown. You know, what does Larry Scott do as an offensive coordinator? How are the quarterbacks going to play? How will the passing game change, if at all? How will the defense improve under Bob Shoop in his second year with new defensive coaches? So, I mean, there's a lot to wonder about with this team.
Let me ask you, can you pull up that schedule one more time? Let's do this, and maybe at the end of this, if nobody's called in. But if you bring up that schedule, here's an interesting thing. You know, I think we're probably all three up here at the same similar mindset of Butch Jones. No, he's not the best coach in the world, but he has done some good things. Let's do a different win-loss category, and let's say, not expecting to win or lose, but just Butch Jones versus the coach of whatever team.
Okay.
Who would you take long term? Let's just say that. So Paul Johnson first at Tennessee. I'm going to say Butch Jones simply because I don't want to see that offense.
Yeah,
that's
same.
I mean,
That's
which
true.
coach would you rather have?
Butch.
Indiana State, Butch. Florida, probably McElwain. Probably. I'd rather have Butch on the recruiting trail, but McElwain's done more with less. I mean, he's won the SEC East, 2 or 3 years in a row now, and Butch hadn't been able to do it.
I can agree with that.
Do you think, though, even though that's a weak SEC and he's almost back, he's won it.
No, he's backed into it, but we haven't been able to back into it. And neither has Kirby Smart. So.
Even after the shark thing? Even after the shark photo?
Oh, I love seafood. Come on.
Okay, anyway. All right, UMass, Butch. Georgia.
Right now, I'm saying Butch.
I'm saying Butch.
Okay.
Right now.
South Carolina.
Butch. Although Butch can't see, Butch
The
hadn't beaten him,
kryptonite.
but I'm taking Butch over him.
Saban at Alabama.
Saban.
Did you see Saban try to blow up on the reporter the other day? Somebody asked him just a softball question. He tried to get on him. But he couldn't even give a straight face. Kentucky.
Butch.
Southern Miss.
Butch.
Missouri.
Butch.
LSU.
Butch.
You want Coach O?
Not as my head coach, no.
and Vandy.
Butch. So you go there. There's only 2 people on the schedule that we both agreed on. We said that we'd rather have than Butch. And I don't, and I'm with a lot of people. Whereas, as far as Butch goes, I'm not saying for sure he's gone or for sure he's staying. I think that, depending on how the season goes, I could make a case either way. But if you look at the schedule, just like we talked about in the quarterbacks and their lack of a real strong presence in the NFL, especially in the SEC, but even on our schedule this year, I mean, besides Saban, the most accomplished is Paul Johnson. And how many times has he won the SEC in the past decade, or ACC in the past decade? I mean, in reality,
I think you look at it, Butch has done a great job at getting us to at A level. Maybe not the level, but certainly whenever his time is up, whenever that is, he'll have left it better than he found it.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that, almost inevitably. But here's my thing. Do you think, now, in order for him to be this, you'd have to get rid of him at the right time. But Butch Jones, in my mind, and I was young when this was the case, but I still remember it, if the time is right for him to go and you get rid of him at that time, he could be Tennessee's Ron Zook for Urban Meyer. If you bring in the right guy after him, which with Tennessee, that's obviously a big if, but he could almost be Tennessee's Ron Zook, where you've loaded, almost like Buzz Peterson did with Bruce Pearl, where you've loaded the cabinet, you've loaded the fridge, you've got all the ingredients. Now, if you bring the right guy in afterwards who can put it all together, I don't know. Like I said, that's so far away. Butch could go 9-3, and there's no doubt he's coming back, or vice versa. So we got a lot to look forward to certainly this season, and a lot to look forward to in high school football, because as we mentioned, and you did a good job pointing it out earlier, so many close games. There was a few blowouts. You're always going to have some, but so many close games, and I hope that's how the season goes, because if the rest of the season's anything like tonight, it's going to be fun, right?
A really good
season. It is, and we'll be along for you. You can tune us in every Friday night for the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show. I've had a lot of fun tonight, and I've enjoyed all the callers. Want to thank everyone for watching. Thank everyone for calling in as well. Thank Johnathon Cox for stopping in. Chase Clem, Alex Myers. I've had a lot of fun with you guys tonight.
And, we were joking before this thing started. We were like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Just feel fun. I mean, but this has been fun. I think we did pretty well. I hope. I mean, they'll bring us back next Friday.
Yeah.
And
we'll see.
Enjoyed the callers. Enjoyed some of the characters that called in. Hopefully they call back, and hopefully we get more.
It's football season, guys. It's the best time of year.
It is.
All right.
So, thanks to everybody for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in. You've been watching the Mulch and More Friday Night Scoreboard Show.
If you didn't buy your rugs at Hammers, you paid too much.
Hammers buyers search the South Rug markets every month for special deals on area and room size rugs, like these in traditional, oriental, and contemporary designs. Choose from high quality heat set rugs, Olifants or wool. Plus, there's always a special selection of kitchen and bathroom rugs for $288. Remember,
Don't pay too much. Buy your rugs at Hammers.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
The Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
Beautiful yards make a statement. And beautiful yards come from Simplicity Mowers. Their exclusive free-floating mower decks with full-width rollers track the contours of your yard for a perfect cut. So visit your neighborhood Simplicity dealer today and start the conversation about your lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn.
It's time to look closer to home and energize America with fuel made in America. Natural gas is the cleaner, safer, more efficient, and more affordable energy choice. ORUD is your family's comfort provider. Natural gas is the responsible choice for your family, your wallet, and the environment. Gas is a great value, but it is also the best way to cook, heat your water, and warm your home. If you want the best for less, switch your house to natural gas.
Get yourself unchained from large pharmacies. Shop and support your local independent pharmacies in our hometowns. In Kingston, shop Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. Keep our money local to help our community. Your independent pharmacies help support local high school sports, local civic groups, little leagues, marching bands, annual staffs, yearbooks, and other school clubs and activities. Remember, in Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. In Kingston, visit Kinzer Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. The next time you have prescription need, try your local hometown independent pharmacy. We were here for you before the change, and we're here for you now. In Kingston, Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, support Live and Let Live Drugstore. Be sure to spend your dollars locally.
Ladies, it's football time at Hammer Stores and time to show the colors of your favorite college team. Hurry to Ladies, it's football time at Hammer Stores and time to show the colors of your favorite college team. Hurry to Hammers and get ready for the big weekend games, the tailgate parties, or game day Fridays at work. Choose from top labels sold in better specialty stores and upscale department stores. Put together a dressy two-piece outfit or go casual with a beautiful top and jeans. Shop Hammers and get set for kickoff now.
That was me, way back when. Some things have really changed over the years, but some things have gotten even better, like Reno's customer service. It's faster, friendlier, and we offer the name brands you ask for. East Tennessee's team dealer, Reno's Sporting Goods.
Beautiful yards make a statement. And beautiful yards come from Simplicity Mowers. Their exclusive free-floating mower decks with full-width rollers track the contours of your yard for a perfect cut. So visit your neighborhood Simplicity dealer today and start the conversation about your lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
It's time to look closer to home and energize America with fuel made in America. Natural gas is the cleaner, safer, more efficient, and more affordable energy choice. ORUD is your family's comfort provider. Natural gas is the responsible choice for your family, your wallet, and the environment. Gas is a great value, but it is also the best way to cook, heat your water, and warm your home. If you want the best for less, switch your house to natural gas.
The Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
Get yourself unchained from large pharmacies. Shop and support your local independent pharmacies in our hometowns. In Kingston, shop Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. Keep our money local to help our community. Your independent pharmacies help support local high school sports, local civic groups, little leagues, marching bands, annual staffs, yearbooks, and other school clubs and activities. Remember, in Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. In Kingston, visit Kinzer Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. The next time you have prescription need, try your local hometown independent pharmacy. We were here for you before the change, and we're here for you now. In Kingston, Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, support Live and Let Live Drugstore. Be sure to spend your dollars locally. And please support our young people of today because they will be our leaders tomorrow.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Attention, all hunters, outdoorsmen, and preppers.
It's military surplus time at Hammers. You'll find over 20 different worldwide Army surplus items like ghillie suits, U.S. and Swiss sleeping bags, German safety vests, combat shirts, and more, priced from 99 cents to $69.95. Plus, there's our most popular item, 12x12 camo nets. Hurry, quantities are limited.
At ease. Now hurry to Hammers.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Get yourself unchained from large pharmacies. Shop and support your local independent pharmacies in our hometowns. In Kingston, shop Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. Keep our money local to help our community. Your independent pharmacies help support local high school sports, local civic groups, little leagues, marching bands, annual staffs, yearbooks, and other school clubs and activities. Remember, in Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. In Kingston, visit Kinzer Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. The next time you have prescription need, try your local hometown independent pharmacy. We were here for you before the change, and we're here for you now. In Kingston, Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, support Live and Let Live Drugstore. Be sure to spend your dollars locally. And please support our young people of today because they will be our leaders tomorrow.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
We're the Rome County High School cheerleaders hanging out at Oak Ridge Utility District getting ready for the big game.
Yes, we are. Are you proud to be a Jackie? Yes, we are. Are you proud to be a Jackie? Yes, we are. Are you proud to be a Jackie? Yes, we are.
ORUD makes it easy with 0% financing. When it is your turn to host the big game, they have all your appliance needs from ranges to refrigerators to make you the MVP of this season.
Football season means colder weather is just around the corner. Did you know that Oak Ridge Utility District offers a credit for customers who convert their main heating source to natural gas?
With natural gas log sets starting at $1.99, don't fumble during a power outage this year. Come down to ORUD and get your set of natural gas logs to keep your family warmed up and in the game.
Teaming up with Oak Ridge Utility and Natural Gas will have you calling all the right plays this year. Don't wait to make the switch. Call today. So now the only question is,
what time is it?
It's high school football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to Dr. Nat Sugarman Memorial Field in Kingston. Ron Berry on BBB Channel 12, Game of the Week. And where's the time gone since we said so long last year? But wherever it went, it's time to do it again. We're glad to have you with us on BBB Communications, Channel 12. Brad Jones pushing all the buttons, another great introduction here for us coming on here tonight, and as usual, it's going to be a packed house. It's hot, but that's okay. The Blue Devil in the uniform is probably going to be the hottest over here in that looks like a flannel kind of outfit, so they're going to be in really, really hot circumstances tonight. But again, from Kingston, Tennessee, we're glad to have you with us, whether it's live on Channel 12, whether you're streaming, whatever your means of receiving tonight, we're glad to have you with us. Everything looks great here in Kingston. Mayor Tim Neal sitting next to us here, and Mayor, great job of getting the city ready. So the city is ready. Football teams are ready. Cheerleaders, the bands, you will be entertained, folks, at halftime by two of the finest bands around. Last year, the Harriman Blue Devils did what they hadn't been able to do since 1986. They defeated Kingston and Rockwood in the same year. I'm sure that from the night they left Harriman, the Yellow Jackets have been thinking about that game. It was a game pretty much of two halves. The Blue Devils stormed out to about a 21-0 lead. The Yellow Jackets came back in the second half, lined it up in a I formation, and just absolutely had a physical time in the second half. But it was too little, too late. Coach Travis Tapp's Blue Devils came away with a huge, huge win. They went on to finish 7-3 last year after losing a heartbreaker in the first round of the playoffs. Some of the names from the 2016 Harriman team that you probably will remember, but you won't hear any longer: Mark Threese, Jerome Copeland, Hayden Bingham, John Johnson, Joe Pace, TJ Flips, Brandon Frazier, Isaiah McLean, Carlos Acosta, Hunter Clark, KC Kirkland, and some others. Blue Devils will come into tonight's season. They will have 8 starters missing on each side of the ball. They lost 15 seniors from last year. And this year, they only have 7 seniors. So it's going to be a young football team that Coach Tapp has tried to convince everyone, but most of the time people don't listen at this time of year. So the Blue Devils will, up front, they will count on Maccabee, Kaka, Monkhouse, Dayton, and Cox. Sophomores, Bradley Frost and Kalen Love will be trying to, and all of them probably will get some quarterback snaps, because Coach Tapp will probably have to do whatever he has to make any kind of adjustments. Shelton Anderson will be a running back, wide receiver, defensive back. Tresden Copeland will and Prater, Darby, Cromwell, they will all be running backs as well. So the Blue Devils, they won't call it a rebuilding season, but they're certainly going to call it, we've got to really get after it, and we've got to play every play as hard as we can. On the Kingston side, Coach Pankey has 14 seniors, 16 juniors. So this is a team that if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, you really have to be looking forward to, because that's a really, really good number of upperclassmen. Offensive line will be his strength. Thurman and Trent will be up there with some other folks looking to bolster an offense. Also, on the positive side, he has a quarterback coming back, Brandon Plemons, a 2-year starter. And we've talked about it often. When you have a starter coming back at quarterback, and a real bonus with a 2-year starter, man, you really have to be excited about that. He also has a young man, Matt Spellman, who's returning as a DB and a running back, started since his freshman year. So a lot of experience offensively here for the Yellow Jackets. Coach Pankey says he's going to be young at linebacker, although Van will be taking the leadership role from the Yellow Jackets. Some names familiar with the Yellow Jacket fans from last year: Ethan Gwynn, the young man who not only was lost via graduation, but has fought a courageous battle with cancer. So Gwynn will be gone. Schillings, the kicker, will be gone. Ryan Borum, Maurice Lane, senior running back that was so explosive last year, gone. Johnson is gone. Colton Rue, big senior lineman, is gone. So we've got a lot of people. Keegan Walker, gone as well. So both of these teams Graduation, as it does every year, playing a big part in these football teams. But as you do, you reload and you get after it for another year of high school football. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll continue to talk about tonight's game along with some other games around the area.
It's time to look closer to home and energize America with fuel made in America. Natural gas is a cleaner, safer, more efficient, and more affordable energy choice. ORUD is your family's comfort provider. Natural gas is the responsible choice for your family, your wallet, and the environment. Gas is a great value, but it is also the best way to cook, heat your water, and warm your home. If you want the best for less, switch your house to natural gas.
Attention, all hunters, outdoorsmen, and preppers.
It's military surplus time at Hammers. You'll find over 20 different worldwide Army surplus items like ghillie suits, U.S. and Swiss sleeping bags, German safety vests, combat shirts, and more, priced from 99 cents to $69.95. Plus, there's our most popular item, 12 by 12 camo nets. Hurry, quantities are limited.
At ease. Now hurry to Hammers.
In today's world, you don't stay in business long without providing exceptional customer service. The Duff family has been providing exceptional customer service for over 44 years. Our customers rate us highly, as shown by the fact we're the only dealer in Tennessee to have earned the Subaru Stellar Care Award for customer satisfaction 6 years in a row. Check our online reviews or ask your friends. They'll tell you to come to Earl Duff Subaru, where buying is a pleasure.
Choose 0% APR financing on all new 2017 Outback models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we celebrate 100 years, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Griffin Insurance in Kingston is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Get yourself unchained from large pharmacies. Shop and support your local independent pharmacies in our hometowns. In Kingston, shop Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. Keep our money local to help our community. Your independent pharmacies help support local high school sports, local civic groups, little leagues, marching bands, annual staffs, yearbooks, and other school clubs and activities. Remember, in Harriman, shop Chase Drugs. In Kingston, visit Kinzer Drugs. And in Rockwood, Live and Let Live Drugstore. The next time you have prescription need, try your local hometown independent pharmacy. We were here for you before the chains, and we're here for you now. In Kingston, Kinzer Drugs. In Harriman, Chase Drugs. And in Rockwood, support Live and Let Live Drugstore. Be sure to spend your dollars locally. And please support our young people of today, because they will be our leaders tomorrow.
Back to Kingston High School, where tonight Kingston Yellow Jackets are taking on the Harriman Blue Devils in a always big county rivalry, and just down the road another big county rivalry taking place tonight as well, as the Rockwood Tigers entertain the Midway Green Wave. Let's look at how the region lineups under the new alignments are shaping up. In 1A, Region 2, Cofield, Greenback, Harriman, Midway, Oakdale, Oliver Springs, and Sunbright. So the Blue Devils in a very tough Region 2, 1A, and Coach Tapp alludes to that all the time. Maybe the toughest. You've got Cofield and Greenback, which are two of the top rated teams in single A in the state of Tennessee. And in 2A, Region 2, you have Cumberland Gap, Meigs County, Oneida, Rockwood, and Wartburg. So again, another tough region for the Rockwood Tigers. And in 3A, right here with the Kingston Yellow Jackets, they will be playing in Class 3A Region 2, another pretty tough region, as they will have Alcoa, Austin East, Gatlinburg-Pittman, Northview Academy, Pigeon Forge, and Scott High. So some new teams that will be unfamiliar to the Kingston Yellow Jackets and their fans as the new alignments take place this year. In 4A, Region 2, Anderson County, Chattanooga Central, East Hamilton High School, East Ridge High School, Hickson, and Sequoia, and the Howard School will be in that as well. So Anderson County making a couple trips down to Chattanooga this year as well. 5A in Region 3, Campbell County, Clinton, Fulton, Carnes, Oak Ridge, Powell, and West. So it seems like all of our local teams are in some pretty tough regions. And you can verify that by looking at who's been playing in state championship games, and they're pretty much all from this area as well. So it all goes hand in hand. And if you're looking at 6A, Region 1, Bearden High School, Dobbins-Bennett, Farragut, Hardin Valley, Jefferson County, Morristown, Hamlin, and Science Hill. So again, pretty tough competition in all of these regions. So those regions are good for 2 years now, so that's how they will be lining up as we start. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk about some other matchups around the area.
It's time to look closer to home and energize America with fuel made in America. Natural gas is a cleaner, safer, more efficient, and more affordable energy choice. ORUD is your family's comfort provider. Natural gas is the responsible choice for your family, your wallet, and the environment. Gas is a great value, but it is also the best way to cook, heat your water, and warm your home. If you want the best for less, switch your house to natural gas.
In today's world, you don't stay in business long without providing exceptional customer service. The Duff family has been providing exceptional customer service for over 44 years. Our customers rate us highly, as shown by the fact we're the only dealer in Tennessee to have earned the Subaru Stellar Care Award for customer satisfaction 6 years in a row. Check our online reviews or ask your friends. They'll tell you to come to Earl Duff Subaru, where buying is a pleasure.
Choose 0% APR financing on all new 2017 Outback models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
If you didn't buy your rugs at Hammers, you paid too much.
Hammers buyers search the South's rug markets every month for special deals on area and room size rugs, like these in traditional, oriental, and contemporary designs. Choose from high quality heat set rugs, olefins or wool. Plus, there's always a special selection of kitchen and bathroom rugs for $288. Remember,
Don't pay too much. Buy your rugs at Hammers.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we celebrate 100 years, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Griffin Insurance in Kingston is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
There's only one thing better than owning a Simplicity lawn tractor or zero-turn mower, and that's purchasing it at your neighborhood Simplicity dealer. It's like getting a free outdoor power equipment expert who will help you select, operate, and maintain your equipment for years to come. So visit your local Simplicity dealer today and get a free expert with every purchase.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Another fine sponsor for us tonight is Rockwood Electric Utility. The board and employees of Rockwood Electric Utility are proud to sponsor high school football in Roane County. REU supports all young people in Roane County in numerous ways. When you hear this message, you know REU has the power on in Kingston. Remember, call 811 before you dig. REU General Manager Kendall Bear and all employees of REU wish the best for all Roane County football teams this season. In jail? Need bail? Just chill and call Hill. That's right, Hill Bonding Company is a locally owned Johnny-on-the-spot company for bonding people out of jail. The number you need to remember is 245-4545. That's right, 245-4545. Hill Bonding Company, locally owned, also covers Morgan and Loudoun counties. 245-4545. Jail ain't no big deal. Just chill and call Hill. Fine sponsors again for us here tonight, and we want to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us once again to come into your homes on Friday night with high school football, because we feel, as they do, that Roane County has exceptional high school football teams and supporters, and we just want to share with you and share some of these outstanding young men and coaches as they again try to mold our young men. Some other games of interest around the area tonight, as we mentioned, Midway is at Rockwood. Austin East is at Gibbs. Clinton is entertaining Scott County. Cofield is entertaining Wartburg. Cumberland County is at York Institute. Meigs County is at Sweetwater. Loudoun is at Greenback. Lenoir City entertains William Blunt. Gatlinburg-Pittman is at Cloudland. Oakdale is at Pickett County. Oak Ridge entertains Hardin Valley. Maybe the first time Hardin Valley and Oak Ridge have ever played. Or did they play in the playoffs? Okay. Oneida will be entertaining Claiborne County. Pigeon Forge has West Green at home. Ray County, home to Cleveland tonight. Tellico Plains is at Sequoia. And Sunbright entertains Sail Creek. So that's some games of interest around the area as well here tonight. And again, as the Kingston band gets ready to take the field, nice crowd on hand, as a lot of folks here on the Kingston side, a lot standing up as they always do. So big crowd as usual, as expected here before this football game. It's hot, it's humid, And that's what you would expect in the middle of August, and that's exactly what we're getting. And again, we mentioned to you, you'll be hearing lots of good music at halftime from the bands. You'll be hearing some before the bands as well. And the pregame will have Breck Fulmer will sing the national anthem. So stay tuned as you'll be seeing an award-winning band from the Kingston Yellow Jacket High School and as well really good band from the Harriman Blue Devils. So the color guards are coming onto the field, and it's a great night for high school football. Just a little breeze blowing right now. When the sun goes down, I can't convince Brad of that right now, as it's awfully hot up here. It's awfully hot up here in the press box, but we'll survive. And again, we're glad to have you with us here on Channel 12. Been doing it for a long time, and I know Brad hopes to continue to be doing this stuff, and it never gets old. And we enjoy showcasing the kids, the cheerleaders, the bands in our area. Probably been doing it longer than anyone else in the area, and probably in the state of Tennessee, live on on TV. So we're glad to have you with us again tonight, and as we get set to go here, we're going to go down on the field and let you enjoy some of the Kingston High School marching band. Former doing a wonderful job getting folks in the right frame of mind. National anthem is the perfect hymn to start any kind of event, especially a sporting event, as it seems to be just the right thing for getting all of the fans pumped up. So the captains are ready to meet at midfield, and Mulch & Moore is our kickoff sponsor for the year. Mulch & Moore is moving to 3901 Roane State Highway in Midtown. It's across from the Roane County Co-op. It'll be opening in September. And Mulch and More will be a full-service landscape center with mulch, very good topsoil, all types of gravel, sand, pea gravel, loose or in bags, creek rock, river rock, fieldstone, mountain mist stone, railroad cross ties, straw bales, fence posts, farm gates, backhoe and dump service is available, and they'll even tear your house down if you need it, which means they can tear down and haul it off. Call 740-5229 and ask for Gary, and if there's anything else that you want that he doesn't have here, tell him. He'll probably get it. So Mulch and More, we appreciate them on our kickoffs for this high school football season. So the officials waiting for the captains now to converge in the middle of the field. And, you know, I think we talked a little bit about it last year. Officiating is becoming really something of a lost art. A lot of folks not wanting to get into officiating. So a lot of young folks are missing, and so there's a real need for high school officiates in any sport. So if you're in mind to do some officiating, you need to let the local groups know, because they can sure use you. So here we go with the officials going to the middle of the floor. Matt Spillman, Maccabee, Clemens, and Thurman for the Yellow Jackets. For Kingston, it's Monkhouse, Worthy, Tress. So let's see, Treese, and who else? We got one I'm missing there. I'll catch him here just in a minute. And I think it is McDowell. So Kingston has won the toss, and they will receive. So they want the football right off the bat. So Kingston is going to kick the football off, and again, it will be the Mulch and More kickoff. First downs.